Coming up on Now You Made It Awkward podcast.
There's Bot Foreman.
Darth Vader's as big as I am.
Yes, exactly. I think.
You are Luke's father, so.
I am.
And you have breathing problems sometimes. It's like, why did it taste? Why did it taste?
And
angry?
then another modern moccasin, the old
A
man.
moccasin?
Moccasin was walking with a pack of dogs, and
It was walking.
Walking with a pack of dogs.
well, the old man was. But
The story did not start out correct. You want to start over?
anyway, my father-in-law was walking with the dogs.
Okay.
Around the pond.
He's not a water moccasin.
No, he's not.
Okay.
And a big water moccasin.
Probably don't want to be around kangaroos.
That's what Heidi's worried about. She's
Those things
worried
are
about getting
legit.
beat up by a kangaroo.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not going to happen.
yeah, that's a stupid
The
fucking thing.
ravine trapdoor spider.
Yes.
I don't like it. It's like a medallion ass.
I it's like an acorn on its butt.
Here, show it on the camera here.
Right there. Ravine trapdoor spider. I rolled the dice and searched spider butt plug.
What? That's what you Googled?
We were peg to peg like we always do, hauling ass. And, side by side.
Sure. I'm glad that was on camera.
Why did it?
I'm glad that was on camera.
But
You can't
anyway,
see the cameras.
we come out of Montgomery, took a few turns, and rounded a
bet
hard
you-
bend.
I
and
bet you did.
saw nobody behind.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
I'm tired. It's been a long fucking weekend again.
Yeah, you had trying times with Luddites.
Yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, like the biggest issue with that is that like replacing a TV, whoop-de-doo, but I was worried that it was just a cable problem more than anything. So I took an HDMI cable with me. But when you turn the TV on, nothing happens, and then eventually it connects and you can hear the audio. So the screen itself is just done.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason. And it's not like it's fallen over or anything, but it might have just burned out after all these years. Fucking happens, buy an NC.
Well, they've had it for a good while.
No, I mean, I think Mom got it. I think it was like 6 years ago, something like
That's
that.
a long time for a television.
Fuck, my TV's older than that. My Samsung out there.
Yeah.
But is theirs on all the time?
It's on most of the day.
Yeah.
Kind
All
like
the- yeah.
Kind of like the old man at the farm.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only thing that keeps my dad remotely calm. So, and of course, he doesn't remember. He's like, well, why is it not working? And he's like, oh, it's not working? Okay. And then when I bring the new one in, he's like, that's the biggest TV I've ever seen.
And it's what, 65 inches?
It's the same TV. It's the same 43-inch TV.
That's it?
That's it. The old people, I
could have got him a 65 or 72. Just
no for the I wasn't paying for it. That's why old people on a budget. But I told Mom, I was like, I'm just gonna bring you home like a 50 or 60 inch. If it's close, because sometimes the bigger ones will be on sale more than the smaller
just
ones.
scare him.
That's what I did with our recent one. So
Yeah, you're
it's
ginormous.
It's
TV.
86 inch, I think.
Good grief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have an absurdly large TV.
Well, we also have the projector, so I guess 150 inch.
Oh, sure. I'm just gonna be able to fucking rub
That's
it.
what.
I got a projector.
I got a projector. My name's
Well, it's like a-
Chad.
I
I'm
can
wearing
make
a
Annie
Hawaiian
as
shirt.
big as
Well, I didn't buy the projector. It was bought for me.
Darth Vader's as big as I am.
Yes, exactly. I
you-
think.
You are Luke's father, so.
I am.
And you have breathing problems sometimes.
Here lately, I've been sounding like Darth. When do you start wheezing?
Hey, but at least you're still rocking original equipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on 2 new legs,
No legs,
and
no
3
dick.
new arms.
Dick's gone.
Yeah, no, he's got a dick.
How do you know?
Well, presumably he has one. He just never pulls it out of the suit.
You gross bastard.
But no, I made the joke a long time ago that Darth Vader literally, he's like, he sucks so bad he's on his 3rd right hand.
That's why he's so mad his dick got burned.
Sorry, 4th right hand.
Man.
So you got to think about it. He lost in what was it? Attack of the Clones. He lost his right hand for the first time. Then they get cut off by Obi-Wan.
Mhm.
Who cuts off his legs and his arms, and then his own son cuts off his right hand again. So the motherfucker just cannot keep a right hand.
Poor guy's armless.
Yep, he's been disarmed a lot. His own son left him disarmed after the conversation.
He has the right to bear arms, but he just can't
Can't.
seem to keep with it.
No, he's got the right to bear arms. He just can't bear his right arm.
He just can't bear it anymore.
He can't bear. There are no bears in that universe. That universe.
The Ewoks are close.
They're kind of bears. Little fucking
Yeah. Yum, yum.
evil things. Yeah, that literally means I want to eat.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. I want to eat that. I want to eat that. It's like you kept saying it to Princess Leia. And she had a candy bar, so I guess that's what it was.
Yub, yub.
I'm sure that's what it was. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll like to eat that. Yeah. Huh?
You're like, you're taller than all the other ones.
Just the right height.
Fucking-
Yub, yub.
Actually, no. Shoot, he was like barely thigh height, so he's a little.
Mm.
Actually, that was Warwick Davis. So
Really?
yeah, Wicket.
Yeah.
Wicket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Wicket, and that was Warwick Davis. Yeah, because he only plays W-named characters,
Mhm.
which it's like I wish I could get that as a thing. You know, it's like how is that your writer?
You just
He's
wish you could
Willow.
play a character.
I play one on TV.
And play a character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I put stuff up on the TV all the time with me on it.
TV, really?
Yeah, occasionally I watch stuff on the TV.
It's the U face.
The YouTubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I pull it up on my TV.
And they put it on the face page.
Doesn't matter. Nobody watches face page on there. If you're putting Facebook up on your fucking
I
TV,
got you doing it.
literally, like I'm projecting my Facebook, just fucking full on profile
what's going
page,
on, yeah.
scrolling, doom scrolling Facebook on TV instead of the phone,
Right.
like a real person. Fucking A.
That's what you do while you're watching something else.
No, that's what Jessica does while watching.
What was that? There was a study in the UK. They stated that during a 30-minute program, the average person checks their phone 5 times.
Mm.
I think it was something more like 15 in modern day.
No, I saw 5. But
I think it's closer to 15. Like, because I
believe it.
know Jessica can't actually sit and watch anything.
No.
And I'm trying to catch myself doing it. So if I have something on that I want to watch, like I was watching Andrew Schultz's new special
Mhm.
on the Flicks,
yes,
and I legit kept checking my fucking phone. Alex, stop it! Fucking put the phone down and watch the fucking thing.
bad jokey.
That's what. Yeah. Kate does the same thing. He'll start watching anime, and then he gets it on his phone. I'm like, either you play on your phone or you watch what you're doing.
Yeah.
And what's on the
Maybe we
TV?
just
If
need
that's I'm gonna turn it off.
He suffers from the same affliction I do, though, right? A little ADHD.
Probably.
Potato brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
insults.
I like potatoes.
It's not. Yeah, so do Irish people.
Yub, yub.
Oh, and it's baked. Either way.
That's good.
How's that WYSIWYG?
I like that.
I told you it'd be good. Unfortunately, I don't have more of it, but it is available at HEB.
That's the one you recommended.
That's the
other
one
day,
I
yeah.
shared the other night because I had one before Louie and I went to Baltimore, and then I came back and I drank the rest yesterday.
No, the rest of the family won't like this because
I'm drinking winnings from trivia.
You're drinking a very old,
Trivia winnings.
trivia winnings.
It being old, how is it though?
It's beer.
It's
Okay.
not terrible.
It
Yeah.
tastes
Oh.
as of a beer.
So, by the way, boys, let's go ahead and get started. And hold on, drinks up. We gotta have a cheers and in honor of Chad's friend who
Thank you.
sadly passed, Carl. Rest in peace, brother.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, I count myself very lucky to have never truly lost somebody I cared about. Like, they leave, but they don't die yet. I feel like it's going to be an avalanche for me. It's going to be like this whole buildup of like my parents, aunts, uncles, and shit like that. And then it's just going to be one giant tidal wave, unfortunate,
Yeah.
But Jessica keeps losing older people. But, we dealt with her brother's death and then her grandma and her dog in like a 2-year span of time. So, I mean, it fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah, what sucked is the fact. I mean, I told y'all that he came over
Yeah.
and basically kind of saying his goodbyes. I'm like, no, man, this ain't goodbye.
That's
Yeah.
You don't want to be doing this. It's like we're gonna fight through this. And
Did you get to see him again before?
no,
So that
I was trying to contact him for the last couple of days beforehand, and I never heard anything. I contacted his cousin.
Next time you have that trouble with anybody, just go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know exactly where he was at though.
Yeah, if you don't
Close.
know where the person is, it's a little hard to,
Just wandering the streets of
Then I-
Pasadena.
Yeah. And then I got the call from his mom, and I saw that. I was like, son of a bitch.
yeah.
You think you just went into hiding, got reclusive?
Yeah, he didn't want to answer his phone.
Or you,
She said that his phone would go off, but he just didn't want to answer it. Didn't
I
wanna deal
mean,
with it.
if he did already said all his goodbyes to everybody, I mean, just
He knew.
let him do his thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but it's his own form of hospice, kind of, I guess.
And 2 days before his birthday, he's talking about that, and I was like, man, no, you gotta stay around for your birthday. You and I need to go out,
Yeah,
and didn't happen.
yeah. That was just his birthday yesterday.
Yesterday.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, we met up. We had a couple drinks yesterday because I figured you would need it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I mean, I
Hey,
didn't.
you dropped everything.
I did. Yeah.
I was working. I was like, screw it, I'm gone.
Yeah, I didn't need as many drinks as I had, but I did just for time's sake.
I did one more than I usually do.
Yeah, and I did 2 more than I usually do.
I almost had one more in
You were at what?
commemoration for him because I had 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
wanted to get a hurricane.
Yeah,
I was
2,
thinking about
3,
doing
4.
it because he and I would go out. We actually would have a hurricane when we were younger and everything.
Yeah.
So I saw that. I was like, I need to have one. But I was like, I didn't. So,
Yeah, well, there's time. You can commemorate them as much as you need to.
Yeah.
But that's why we got together today to also drink and
Yeah, I appreciate
be
it.
merry. And,
Yeah.
You
I
know,
want to be Julie.
nobody wants to be.
The way Julie.
Look, everyone.
Tis the season to be.
Look, everyone kind of likes Julie, but nobody really likes Julie. They tolerate Julie. And if your name is Julie out there,
I don't wanna be
I'm
married.
sure you have great tits.
Oh.
Have you ever met a Julie without great tits? Think about it. I've only known a handful of Julies, and there's
I'm going
more
to
than a
plead the
handful.
fifth
I'm not saying anything.
because someone I know, that's a listener, is married to a Julie. So I'm going to shut the fuck up.
So Jeff's friend, whose wife's name is Julie, please in the comments comment whether
No.
or not your wife has an
No.
okay rack. Well,
No,
He can comment on his own wife's rack.
Yeah, I have family
but he
members.
won't. He'll yell at me instead.
That's funny. I have family members who are named Julie, so
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything because
I didn't say,
yeah.
hey, I didn't say you had to like it. I just had to say, is it true or not?
I don't know because I haven't seen her in a while, so I'm not even gonna say anything.
Also, we're not talking about young people either.
Yeah,
but
no,
people
this
of
is
age.
older.
Yes.
Yes.
Either way,
Definitely
stand
not.
by
Just
my-
to keep shit from being weird. No.
I stand by. I stand by my statements. Because it's not a problem in my family, I guess. I have no Julies. I had a couple Julies, not so much anymore. It's fine. Shout out to Julie if Julie's listening. Ran into her a few years ago at Copperhead at Southern Star when I worked there, and we talked for a bit. And then she was at Copperhead one night. We didn't get a chance to say hi, but I did see her.
But a family member?
No, it's one of the only long time Julies. I've
Okay,
known.
okay.
Yeah, we went to high school together. Heidi probably knows her.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Does she have? Yeah.
Well, it's like everybody else I've mentioned from high school on the show is you've been like, oh yeah, that person, because you've met or not met that person, so it is what it is.
Well, female, she probably doesn't know. Guys, she probably knows.
Oh, God, shut up.
That is
Be nice
possible.
to yourself.
Okay.
Well, she was more popular with the dudes, and I don't mean that in a negative way. She was a very funny person.
Yeah.
Palled around with a lot of guys. I don't remember her ever being like
She
that.
she is my buddy.
Yeah, she's just a chick who.
No, she had friends.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
had lots of dude friends. That happens. As far as I know, she wasn't like.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, back in the day, she wasn't any kind of.
No, she wasn't doing
Yeah.
none of this.
She's
stuff.
our little pain in the ass.
Yes.
Yes.
The pita.
The pita.
Oh, wait. yeah,
Pita
she-
making pitas.
She was supposed to send bread today.
She did not make pitas.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Or
You
did
didn't
she?
forget
Or
it,
you
did
just forgot?
You didn't forget bread, did you?
I didn't go home, so
Bad shadow. Bad.
Then she
I
would've
don't
said
know.
us.
She may have. My bad.
It's okay. We'll suffer for it.
Well,
Look, we had lasagna, so it's fine.
well, when she makes a bunch of them, we'll have a. I want to call it a chicken off, but that's wrong.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why is it wrong?
Chicken off.
You want to have a chicken off?
Sure. Mine are all hens, though.
I like chicken. You're chicken.
Oh,
Look, nobody's choking them.
which is
Now we're beating them. I'm gonna.
She was doing that last night with the
What?
mallet.
I'll be like, hold on, tell us more. Single can. And
It was quiet. They had to.
yeah, there you go. There you go. Fill the silence with more awkward. That's
Her
what we
grilled
need.
chicken Caesar salad.
Okay.
Yes.
Does she need more of the my seasoning?
Yes, actually.
Okay. I'll get with you later.
Okay.
I still have lots of your seasoning.
Yeah.
Not that kind of seasoning, but yes.
Now I'll make you full batch.
It's okay. Either way, let's get rolling. So with that, guys, welcome back to the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, episode 138. We're plowing through these because I did 2 in the same week. And now we're back to a normal episode, and we have a bye week next week because next week we will be doing another Rank 6
But
video.
we're still going to be here, but we'll be here on a different day.
And it won't be this podcast. It'll be a Rank 6 podcast.
Yes.
So either way, of course, I am Shoky. You can follow me on all the Shoky-related links down below. And if you would like to, you can help support this channel and the other ones and get the full uncut video version of this podcast at the Shoky Reviews Patreon. For $5, you can get this whole ass video with all the things, which I feel bad because our St. Patty's Day didn't have any video except for the uncut.
Right.
When I filmed at the beginning.
Just us goofing off.
Yeah, us goofing off and trying to set up outside for all the good that fucking
Hi, that's pollen in my beard.
Hi, that's pollen.
We're going,
Yeah.
no, unacceptable.
That's pollen in all of my orifices. What the fuck? We've only been outside for 38 seconds.
And here in 28 minutes, we're going to lose all our shade.
Literally, the shade disappeared very, very quickly. And of course, right there is the Jefe,
Hey, I'm back.
which is stands for the Jeff.
The Jefe.
The Jeff.
The Jeff.
Yes. So that is the Jeff. Of course, you can follow him at the Grounded in the Grumpies if he ever fucking uploads anything
One of these days.
someday. Still hasn't put his fucking cruise pictures up.
Oh no.
Oh,
You have your phone right there.
you know why I didn't? Because I did not enjoy the cruise. I was not a fan.
Well, it wasn't the cruise's fault.
Yeah, it was. It was boring. There wasn't shit to do. I was trapped on a fucking boat with a bunch of ignorant fucking people that pissed me off every fucking day. And I was nice and polite for 2.5 days, and that's all I could stand.
So you need to go with other people that.
So
Deal with
I'm fairly certain we had this discussion about how you were going to be bored and lose your fucking mind on the boat.
You were right.
So we have a Chato
Yes.
who, as we already talked about earlier, so great provider of C4 graphics. By all means, hit him up for your stuff. Not today, obviously, but another day we need to get a logo made for the box.
Okay.
Also, do a better version of the Awkward Offenders logo, and we'll do a printout for that.
What do y'all think about having shirts made for?
I thought I
fucking
have podcast design shirts up. We just probably should just
You
buy
want some
them.
polos?
No,
I can make something.
I don't think
Let me
polos.
know.
I love polos.
You're wearing a polo.
yeah, but I wanted to change. I just had no time.
I don't like polos.
Yeah, your paramecium polo.
Yes, my paramecium polo. Yes, of course.
Better than
Because I'm
turtleneck.
too manly to wear paisley. I'm going to wear paramecium.
Look, I got this on my trip. I got this on my trip. I wore it to church yesterday. I wore it to the bar yesterday.
And you're wearing it again, you dirty bastard.
No, I put it on. I put it on just to go help my mom. But since your ass was already in front of me on 3083 coming home, I was like, well, I don't have time to fucking change now.
Well, if you show up
What?
on time,
He literally,
You have a spot to go. Why do you don't have time?
because, well, one, when we got back, I had to go to the bathroom immediately.
well, I told you I was going to sit quietly and mind my own
Yeah,
business.
and then I also had to get things.
I did
set
not
up.
need to be entertained.
No, I didn't entertain you, did I?
No, I sat quietly.
Until otherwise.
Yeah, I changed
notified.
shirts. So
Yeah. I just did not have, I'll change before men's group tonight, but I did not have time to change when we got home because then after that I had
Might
to
I
set up.
suggest a shower?
I don't need a shower. I'm not that sweaty. I got a little underboob going, but I'm okay.
That's a daily
Oh.
thing, bud.
I'm going to change. I don't shower daily.
You should.
I shower every other day.
We are large mammal friends. We have to strive hard not to smell offensive.
Yes, but I mostly am the only person who smells my offense, so I don't have to worry about it until I have to worry about it.
Then it's
But also,
far past the point of giving a shit, and everybody
no,
knows
no, no,
about it.
no, believe me, I give a shit. But either way,
You're onion boy at that point.
I'm not onion boy. It smells so much worse. Either way, Jefe, where can they reach the show?
They can find us on our email at
I put it there.
fuck.
work hard.
Why'd you move it?
Because I needed the tripod, you dick.
Now you made it awkward. mail@gmail.com, or you can follow us on our Facebook page at Now You Made It Awkward Podcast, where you can send us messages and or voice messages if you choose, like our buddy Shaun.
Indeed. And we do have a Shaun message. Considering he was watching a movie when he sent it in, I have no idea if it's going to be about that movie or about something completely fucking random. I have no idea. Like, he and I talk all day, so I have no idea if he's going to send in questions versus things we're talking about or a random thought that comes across his brain. Oh, he did tell me Saturday he had another one of his Matrix breaking moments where he could understand Spanish again. Where he could fluently understand Spanish, but he can't speak it fluently.
Well, I was there at a restaurant called Del Sol in Corpus Christi, Texas.
That stands for the sun.
Yes. And they're fantastic. It was a recommendation from one of my wife's cousins.
Okay.
She lives down there. I spoke nothing but English. The waitress spoke nothing but Spanish. We understood each other perfectly, and it was a great experience.
Weird.
Yeah.
But in this case, so Shaun said he had some guy come by the shop. He had a fucked up truck, and he was asking him, he's like, "Hey, I had basically the wind blew my door so hard it blew it back and bent the fucking
Oh
February
yeah,
door."
hyperextended.
The hyperextended the door. Basically, he said this shit to Shaun totally in Spanish. Shaun spoke back to him in English, and he understood everything that was coming. And so he said, "I can't do it right now, but if you bring the truck by so I can look at it, I can give you a better quote."
Lord, hopefully it didn't crumple the quarter panel or anything.
I'm pretty sure it did, but because there's almost no way around that unless you have massive gaps. But he said he brought it back.
Not like a
and then-
G-Wagon.
Yeah. So whenever they did come back, they brought a translator. But the funny part is he was trying to translate the Spanish to English, and Shaun's like, I understand what he's saying. I need you to translate for me.
Right?
It's like, go the other way.
Yeah, you shut up.
Yeah,
Talk for me.
It's like I'm actually understanding everything he's fucking
Yeah.
saying, but I can't speak it. And that was the thing for me when I learned Spanish. I learned
He's
to
in the
read-
training room.
Yeah.
I know Spanish.
No, that's literally that's exactly right. But no, for me, I learned to read it.
Yeah.
But I never learned to speak it well. Like I'm not that, but I guess he's got like an immersion situation going on because there's enough Hispanic in North Texas that he just deals with it constantly. So
You know,
it's just
growing up pre-marriage, I learned just enough to get fed, get drunk, and get laid. And that was all I figured I needed.
I don't think they taught me that in Spanish too.
See, I worked with a construction group.
Yeah.
And I was the only white guy on that. So in a truck and everything, I was the only white dude in the, sitting there. But I could
So they
understand
made
what they're
you
doing.
drive.
No, they drove. I was in the back, but
I
I
was thinking
understood
the
what
joke.
was going on. I couldn't speak it, but
Yeah.
I knew they knew me. And then
What was that scene in the 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas?
Yeah, he's
where
listening.
everybody's speaking the native language.
Yeah.
And one day it just clicks.
Yeah.
And he understands everything.
It starts
Yeah.
like little bits of quote unquote English.
It trickles in, and then one day he's able to respond.
Yeah, because he
I
was
can pull sounds.
because he was like a Spaniard supposedly.
Yes.
No, Arab.
Arab. Yeah.
Yes.
He's a Spanish guy pretending to be an Arab guy going over the fucking like wherever it is they were. Norway.
Better than Sean Connery being a Scotsman pretending to be a Spaniard. In the
pretending to be a Russian.
That's funny.
He always sounds like Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean
Doesn't
Connery's doing a fantastic job.
I'm
of
a
pretending to
Russian
be Sean-
submarine commander.
Yes. Either way, let's get to Sean's questions. His submarine questions.
Question for the pod. Hey, do you guys have an animal that just absolutely fucking terrifies you? Just the sight of them? Being close to them, behind bars or not? I do. Is chimps. Chimpanzees, monkeys, whatever you want to call them. They terrify the shit out of me, to the bone. I don't know what it is. You stay your ass behind them bars, I stay over here, we fine. But just don't be looking at me. Because when they look at you, man, you are no threat to them whatsoever. It's fucking scary.
Yeah, stronger.
And it don't make no sense that something 3 foot tall and 100 pounds less than you could rip you to pieces, and there ain't shit you can do about it. You know what I mean? Like, you try, you ain't gonna last long.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that.
It's good enough.
100 pounds less than you could rip you to pieces, and there ain't shit you can do about it. You know what I mean? Like, you try, you ain't gonna last long, and you're gonna be faceless and dickless in about 3.7 seconds. I don't like that. I
They
don't
always
like it at
go for
all.
the face and the
Don't make
junk.
no damn sense. I don't like you. I don't like monkeys, man. They scared me. I don't like it. Anyways, y'all got something?
Anybody?
He doesn't like going to the zoo, I guess.
Well, just not the monkey house.
I'm on board with Sean, man.
You're scared of Shaun?
No,
I mean, he is an animal. Of
I don't
sorts.
fear Sean. But monkeys, chimpanzees, bamboos,
I'm scared of bamboo.
baboons,
A living plant.
apes, not so much. I think they're cool, but the chimpanzees and smaller,
Chimpanzees are apes.
I know, but still.
You mean you're not
Great
scared
ape.
of monkeys? You're scared of apes.
Well, those rhesus monkeys and all those crazy psychos in China that are attacking people and stealing their shit and just being psycho assholes.
Well, that's the ones
Those
that are
are
in
the-
that like holy temple that
Yeah,
you
but-
can't kick out.
in general, they're just not good people.
Well, they're not yet people. They will be someday.
Yeah.
After the nuclear war
I
wipes everyone
just don't
out.
like them. Don't trust them.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean-
I read a book by a guy named Chapstick. He was Capstick, James Capstick. He was a big game hunter and a author for Guns and Ammo for years and years.
Sure.
And one of his jobs, he was hired by the African government to eradicate problem troops of baboons.
Yep.
And he was out there with a Tommy gun, friggin'
Yeah, M1A.
yeah, no, straight up
One.
Tommy gun.
Yeah.
And he'd eradicate entire troops. And he said just the way they'd look at you and the way they'd try to protect everybody, it was far too surreal and far too close to home.
Well, I mean, they are
But at the same
basically
time,
people.
they'd turn on you in a heartbeat and tear you to pieces.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say that I'm necessarily scared of any animals. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, wary and cautious of like venomous snakes.
Like the unexpected snake.
Any unexpected animal you're going to jump
I like
from,
rat
but,
snakes and other stuff like that
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Hang out by the feed room were cool.
Yeah.
But we had a timber rattler show up, wouldn't let us in the barn.
God.
Yeah, that's a little
Yeah.
different.
That was
If
bad.
you don't have
Mother.
if you don't have a stick of some sort to
I
deal
went,
with it.
Lucas, go get 12 gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a post earlier on Facebook about a rattler in South Texas, and I was like, holy crap, that's big. And then he started moving back with his foot and shows his boot and everything. I'm like, oh my God.
It's
Timber
right
rattlers
It had
are
to be
big.
like 4 or 5 feet long. I mean, it was huge.
Well, yeah, and some of those is it the Western Diamondback or the Eastern? It's like stubby and thick.
Similar to the timber.
One of the rattlers, I forget, like I said, I don't remember which one it is long and in
That's the,
average
that's
thickness.
that's the Western diamondback.
Yeah, so the
They're
other
the
one
big,
is
big,
short
long
and
ones.
thick.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the,
It is a hefty motherfucker. Like they
Yeah,
used
the-
to have at the snake
Yeah.
farm
Yeah.
near San Antonio. You ever been there?
No.
They literally have a rattlesnake pit.
I went
No, thanks.
to
I'm
my
good.
family friend's place
Yeah.
in Wimberley, and they didn't even tell me this. They're like, "Oh, go into the shop and everything. This will be a great experience. You can check out what's going on in there." They had a freaking box of rattlesnakes in it, and I had no idea.
They
I
just
came
had a
around-
box of
yeah,
rattlers for fun.
because they catch them. I came around the corner, and that sucker.
Look at them
I'm like,
wiggle
"Oh my-"
around.
And I lost my shit when I was younger, and I took off. I was like, "There's no way." It's like, I'm not staying around here. Nope.
I mean, I nearly stepped on a rather large water moccasin one time around our pond, and it was totally coiled up, in a nice, almost looks like a cow pie, basically. Like this almost perfectly black circle.
Was it kind of cool?
It was cool looking, but I didn't feel like stepping on it at 9 years old.
Y'all both know my dumbass little Nixie. She was 11 months or so.
We
and,
can't call her that.
What?
You're her dad. You can call her that. We can't.
Okay. Well, we were stopped at a break in Gonzales, Texas, at a huge residence area. Each house had like 25 acres on it. It was gorgeous. They had a big private recreation pond, and the owner, a fellow I delivered to, said, "Y'all stop up there, do what you need to do, just enjoy yourselves." We got out walking by the pond, and Nixie stops, backs up, grabs a hunk of something, and starts trotting toward me. It was about 45, 49 degrees, and she's got a water moccasin, balled up and cold in her mouth, just bringing it to me.
Dad, look what I found.
I run up, kick that thing out of her mouth. It goes flying into the pond, and she's mad as hell, going, "What'd you do that for?"
I wanted that, Dad.
That's my new friend.
I was so proud of that.
You idiot.
It's like, why did it taste? Why did it taste
And
angry?
then another water moccasin, the old
a
man,
water moccasin?
water moccasin,
Moccasin?
was walking with the pack of dogs, and
It was walking.
Walking with a pack of dogs.
well, the old man was, but
This story did not start out correct. You want to
No,
start
it
over?
anyway, my father-in-law was walking with the dogs
Okay.
around the pond.
He's not a water moccasin.
No, he's not.
Okay.
And a big water moccasin crosses the path. Lola runs up, grabs it.
God.
Brings it-
Bandit runs up beside her. They grabs the other end. They rip it to pieces.
And it's just like, God damn it! I was just.
Well, they're protecting that old man, man.
And Nixie's just like another one.
I
Another
help.
one taken from me. These people, they just won't let me have it.
It's
She
neat.
just likes the big long
It's
snake.
neat to watch those dogs look after that old man.
So I will say large spiders,
Really,
like large, like the fucking huntsman.
like tarantula, or
No, like most tarantulas are okay. I've handled some before because my old best friend used to have them. But if you get into like a Goliath bird eater or the big fuck off huntsmans,
nope.
no, thank you. I don't want that near me. I would rather be chilling next to a
the
fucking
ones you
wild
don't
rhino.
see, those damn trapdoor spiders are just like boo.
I'm okay. Most trapdoors aren't that big. Like I think they mostly get to about maybe 2 or 3 inches, but they're also not going to come fuck with you.
What's the one whose backside acts as the door to his little tunnel? Yeah, it's got a large disc-shaped butt.
Well, there's like a
And it-
funnel web.
That's
I know
not a
what you're talking
funnel
about,
web. It
yeah.
has its own. But there's one that has a disc-shaped bottom,
I've literally never
and it
seen
plugs
that.
its own
it
hole.
is, yeah.
And when it feels something, it hauls ass backwards, jumps back, and grabs whatever's in front of it.
That's a pretty retarded spider, if we're honest.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to use my butt as my door. It's like, hey, I don't think that's a good idea for defensive purposes. But either way, no, because I see these videos from like people who go do like an Airbnb in Australia. They'll go away for like half a day, come back, and there's literally like 4 big fuck off huntsmen on the wall, and they're just like, what do we do? It's like, well, you can't shoo them out. They just live here now. And like, I think Australia's got to be the worst place to live. Like, because I see all these videos from people in Australia.
Well, everything there wants to try to kill you.
Yeah, and it always wants to come indoors.
Yeah.
Even though they don't believe in air conditioning.
I always want to go to Australia.
Yeah. I want to go to the very populated parts where they've already dealt with that shit.
Yeah, I don't want to go like into the bush or anything like that. I want to,
Actually, kangaroos, I probably don't want to be around kangaroos.
That's what Heidi's worried about. She's
Those things
worried
are
about getting
legit.
beat up by a kangaroo.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a stupid
The
fucking thing.
ravine trapdoor spider.
Yes.
I don't like it. It's like a medallion ass.
I like an acorn on its butt.
Here, show it on the camera here.
Right there. Ravine trapdoor spider. I rolled the dice and searched spider butt plug.
What? That's what you Googled? Holy fuck, Jefe.
And it did come up with that.
That's not what we're after. Now, if you
Oh,
take one, if you put one, now,
Oh, God. Yeah, now you know why his Instagram is the way it is.
Hey, I rolled the dice and got what I was looking for.
if you'll excuse me for a minute, I need to reset.
What, your brain?
Ooh, boobies. Oh, I was right. Yeah.
Are you on my Instagram?
No, I'm on my Instagram. Oh God, I mentioned spiders, and literally there's a fuckload of spiders. Okay, that's not real. That's a fake video. That's a fake video.
So you have a fear of arachnophobia of these.
Dude, okay, what is okay? There's something going on right now that I've seen on these things where they're like pulling out deep sea animals covered in quote unquote barnacles, and they're having to remove them. I don't think it's real.
That's not real. That's AI. The one with the whales and the wash station boats. That's AI.
Yeah, they're doing so much of this shit, and like
there's no way in hell a wild whale would go, hey, let me sit here and let you fuck with me.
I do also have trypophobia, the fear of fucking holes in things. Like, so I accidentally.
So we'll never ever see him in a glory hole.
Well, a hole is one thing. If that wall had a bunch of holes and they were like curved and looked organic, that would be just.
Well, you're talking about the flower or whatever that has the. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Fucking hate it. Now, what really fucked me up on this.
I like the pitcher plant.
Yeah.
Stuff
Yes.
like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But when I realized I had this situation, it was definitely a fake image, but it was of a person's neck, and they took that. You've seen
I
that
know
image?
you're talking about, yeah.
And it's literally like that pitcher plant thing, but they blended it in to look like it was some kind of crazy
Kind of like
infection.
those weird creature things we were seeing yesterday on mine.
I don't.
On my Instagram.
Maybe.
God.
But
They
don't
were
show me.
terrible.
That was messed up.
Don't show me. Oh, that thing.
That
No.
thing, yes.
The
that's-
goat-looking
with a
humanoid with the
that
handlers.
No, that's a different thing. But either way, but no. When I realized I had trypophobia is when I saw that, and then it like just nope. I don't want to have anything to fucking do with that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's holes in organic things. That's the thing, you know. But it sometimes it won't. Like if I look at a beehive, that doesn't bother me.
So you won't watch one of the mango worm removals
Yeah.
videos?
Some of those will get me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the funny part is, like, I've seen this shit before, and it didn't bother me as much. But the crazy part was, it was like the 24-hour ER show, whatever it is. You know, it's all dramatized, but they're taking true stories of the ER's show. And it was like,
So no Dr. Pimple Popper for you?
new. Jessica likes that shit.
I bet
Or
she does.
when they pull out the calcified fucking plugs that are
They take too long.
yeah, and
Those
it's like,
are the dilated pour of Weiner.
yeah, I hate that shit. But no, the one that got me, I was watching it with, I don't think it was with Jessica. No, it was with my ex, and it was a baby they brought in, and it was sick, but the babysitter couldn't describe what she saw because she's speaking Spanish. Actually, it was funny, and she trying to basically say, it's like, I saw a worm.
They needed Shaun.
Yeah. So yeah, right. And so she was basically trying to say, it's like, I saw a worm come out of the kid, and she's like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. And literally, like, had some type of parasitic infection, and in between her little baby fingers were little itty bitty holes, and these fucking worms were popping out.
That's terrifying.
And they simulated this thing.
What,
on
like
the show.
botfly or something?
It was something. It wasn't like a botfly, but it was some other type of parasitic worm that had gotten in this poor kid, and it was like coming out. The baby was okay, except for being like slightly sick. But like they're like, what the fuck? And they brought the doctor over because nobody believed it because they didn't.
Hey, doc, look at this. Ah!
But they had they had to see it happen because it wasn't until the worm poked out and they went, oh shit, it literally did a peekaboo situation. I was just like, okay, nope, don't want anything ever growing inside my body like that. You know,
That's terrifying.
that is. Oh, I did see something the other day that bothered me. And the funny thing is, I didn't realize I'd seen this in like National Geographic a million years ago. But like sometimes rhinos or elephants, like the larger, like really pachydermous animals, they'll get like a fucking wound that doesn't heal right, and it just turns into a big, basically cave of fucking scar tissue. And literally a bird living, you made a nest inside this elephant's ass. Like, is literally walking around. It's like, just see the back.
That's the Animal Kingdom RV.
Yeah, literally, yeah. It was a mobile fucking apartment.
This is great.
And now, like, the funny thing is because it was, I guess, not like nano sized, it didn't bother me, but I was also like, ew. Like, just gross in general. But it's like, I guess it was like from a fight or a wound that didn't heal right, and it just turned into scar tissue around the hole. So it's just a big open
That's a
hole.
permanent resident to keep parasites off you.
Yeah, the bird literally becomes a parasite.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking weird.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, they already have that where you see the birds basically living on the back of the rhinos or whatever, and they're just like, cool, okay.
One dude just adapted. Hey, that looks comfy.
Yeah. Or what are those, the fucking fish that attach to the bottom of whales and sharks? And
Remora.
Remoras, yeah. Those are interesting.
Those are neat. The sucker's on the back of their head.
Yeah, it's on the top of their head, but it's,
And it's strong.
yeah, you can't pull it.
I was watching fishermen goofing off. They'd run up to somebody and slap it on their back.
Why?
God.
Also, the same reason I fish slapped my best friend. I caught a bass and he was like, "What do you got?" We started goofing around, joking. I just slapped him with a bass. He said, "What was that?" I said, "Fish slap."
No. He was not all about that bass.
Yeah, he was not. He was not. He was very mad, and I laughed way too much.
Oh, shit nuggets. All right. So, you brought this up the other day in the chat, or yesterday in the chat, where you said, like, fucking, I'm on a comedy kick. So I sat down.
I am.
Yeah, so I sat down because Bert Kreischer's new special, Lucky, came out on the Netflix.
It was good.
It was actually really good, and I posted about it, and I was like, I am crying
I'm gonna have
and
to watch
laughing.
it again, but
Yeah. And I specifically didn't say crying, laughing, which is, I believe you do both at the same time. I was like, I was crying, then I was laughing, then I was crying some more,
See, the
then I
one
was
that
laughing
got
some
me
more.
was the one
Don't
in
spoil it, but-
2024, Razzle Dazzle, the very end story where they're talking about the dog.
Oh yeah, well I haven't seen Razzle
Woo.
Dazzle since it came out, but yeah,
That was tough.
but because that's when in Razzle Dazzle
Yeah, and into Razzle Dazzle. Talk about having to put down their dog.
that was
Yeah.
the new one, Dum Dum.
It was?
Yeah, that was Lucky.
Fuck!
Yeah, you never keep. Well, that's the problem. You binge a bunch of them together and you forget what you're watching.
But yeah, that was bad. That was rough.
But yeah, I've seen all the Bert Kreischer specials, but I thought that one was fucking fantastic. Like I think it was a return to form for him because people were saying I see all these fucking comments constantly about Bert being overrated.
No, Razzle Dazzle was the one where he was in the escape room with his dad.
Yes,
That was absolutely
That shit was funny.
hysterical.
that was fucking funny. But like I think that like Hey Big Boy was pretty funny, but that was mostly stories about his kids and his wife. Secret Time, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that is all he really does have. He has.
He still references Secret Time.
Well,
Yeah.
well, no, that's just his thing.
Yeah.
Like whenever he wants to tell a secret, he says secret time.
Secret Time.
But I thought it was great because now they're empty nesters. All their kids both their kids are out, and he and his wife basically have the house to themselves, and they can fuck constantly. And
And they can do a lot more Something's Burnings and just a whole bunch of
All
other
of it.
production stuff.
yeah, but I'm saying in the comedy, he
He just can't stop.
No.
He can relax. He can hang out with people he enjoys, but he has to be doing something.
yeah. Well, and also the thing is, for the first time in his life, he has less responsibilities and
Yeah.
can have more fun otherwise. But now he just wants to stay home with his wife for a while.
Yeah.
But is going on another fucking tour. But Tom Segura hasn't really stopped touring for a while, plus all the podcasts he does, plus fucking touring with Bert slinging Porosos everywhere.
Yeah.
So he's constantly busy. Now, I mentioned it already, watch Andrew Schultz thing called Life. It's about the conception of and birth of his first child.
Okay. Good.
And it's really good.
Okay.
Like, I like Andrew Schultz. I don't really watch his podcast or anything like that, but I like it when he's on other people's
Yeah, I'll
shit.
check it out tonight.
Because he was on Kill Tony last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Because he's on everybody's podcast.
Dude,
'cause his new special's coming out,
That,
right?
the Kill Tony last week was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh my god.
That one was really good comparatively. The
Compared
fact
to 2 weeks ago,
when they had the different Gonzalez's coming out.
all three of them.
yeah. They had two guys back to back named Gonzalez come out. One was very funny. The other one was kind of funny, but not in his actual stand-up. His story of him talking, the interview part was fun. But for Andrew Schultz was interesting because he's talking about just normal kind of New York shit. And then he talks about him and his wife's difficulties conceiving a child. You know, of course, so that reaches out to everything. Talks about IVF. He talks about going to the fucking fertility clinics and how he forms this really weird bond with the male nurse at the fertility clinic who recognizes him. And he keeps saying, I'm not going to repeat the jokes because I want people to watch it, but like the guy keeps throwing a one-liners at him that crack him up. He's like, God damn it, that was fucking funny, but this is not the time to laugh. And so, but all the way up through, like, even shows a little montage of them going through their stuff, like, because they were vlogging it, basically. So shows him and his wife trying. He shows where she reveals that she is pregnant. You know, literally, she wakes him up. He looks like shit, and she shows him the fucking pee stick. You know, they go through IVF. They go through fucking everything. So, I mean, like, it's a really good story and amazing stand-up.
That has to be a big struggle and a massive stress on you, going through IVF and all that.
Yeah, because
we, Amy and I both hail from very fertile people. So that was never a problem.
Sorry, that just sounded funny.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it didn't take us much either.
Yeah, I got her pregnant
Rub it in, guys.
the night we were packing for
Didn't mean that.
for my first deployment.
Yeah, we know.
And I essentially
You
went,
deployed all
We
right.
know. Yes, we know. Roger Krager concert.
Yeah.
We know.
here's something to do. We'll see you in a year.
I'll be back and I won't be ready to be a dad, but that's okay.
It only took me 17 years.
Fine with being a dad now as he's about to leave. It's like, I'm helping you pack, son.
Hey, you're cool. You can help. Come on.
Hey, you're big enough to do stuff.
Wait, get back here.
Hey, your mom needs help with the horses again.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wean her off of doing that.
You said wiener.
Wiener. But do your own fucking hobby. Don't make everybody else do it for you.
I know. No, she'll just hire some Mexicans.
No.
Okay, fine. She can hire some black people.
She could do it her damn self.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, it's her hobby.
Doesn't she have a book to be writing?
Mm-hmm.
And a million other things to not be doing. Yeah.
What other hobbies has she picked up and then put down?
She wrote a song. I know that.
She wrote a song
Oh,
in German.
Yes.
yeah. What is with that?
She's weird.
She's very German.
She's not German. She's just weird.
Whatever.
She's supposed to be making her daughter's wedding dress that she's still not done with.
Oh,
TikTok. It's
Yeah, I know.
literally 5 days.
yes.
5 fucking days.
She tried to rope me into singing a song that they were going to record.
In German?
No, in
Oh.
English, but for a song, she never sent me music for. She never sent me a company before. She never told me what part I'd be singing. And the music still wasn't done as of half a week ago.
So I guess you're not.
I said, so why
what
do you
happened to all
expect
the
me to
wood-
sight read something when I haven't sight read in like 15 years?
Weren't you supposed to be making wooden things for said wedding too?
I was. Work happened.
Yeah, I knew that.
I'll get to him.
Yes, we know work happened.
I'm supposed to be doing some things too. Haven't done it yet.
Really?
What are you
Yeah.
supposed to be doing?
Some signs.
Oh, well, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
What,
having-
I'll get them done.
What, to put on the road?
Yeah, like parking and everything else. Like
oh,
that,
that's
so.
easy enough. You could literally pull that out Saturday morning
Yeah, pretty much.
because it's a local wedding, right?
Yeah, it's up at Richards.
It's like 30 minutes away from us.
Do you mean the place or a person's house?
The place.
Okay, I know where Richards is.
you,
That's
know,
where,
you know where Drifters is?
You know where
I-
Richards is at?
I know where Richards is. I've been there.
It's about a mile and a half before you get to Drifters.
I don't know where Drifters is, but I know where Richards is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know where it's at.
I haven't been out there in a few years, but that's where my almost mother-in-law lived back with my original
There you go.
high school.
No, it's one of Al's my
Engagement.
father-in-law's best friends. He's got a massive fucking car collection.
Is his name Richard?
No.
Oh, because that would have been really convenient.
I may ask him if we could go up there and do an on-site
That'd be fun.
on-site recording in his car collection.
Each of us sit in a different car.
Yeah.
we'll just have all the microphones.
Hey, guys,
I'll
how's it
talk to
going?
him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd be more than okay with it because he's got a fantastic. He used to have me chauffeur and bodyguard for him in a '64 Lincoln limousine, like JFK
A
style.
Cat of Lincoln.
Cat of Lincoln.
I heard Cat of Lincoln.
But a hard top Lincoln limo.
Thinking
That
about
thing was badass.
nice.
Still suicide doors?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He
Just doesn't look as
he
cool.
made the mistake of challenging me. He said, "I just had this engine rebuilt. It's tight. It's right. It's as strong as it's going to be. Show me what it'll do."
That's what she said.
So I drifted a limo up 149,
Back when you could do such things.
and he was hooping and hollering in the back.
Dude, north, yeah. North 149 has gotten too fucking busy.
Yes.
I used to love it out there.
One side of the car was on one side of the road. The bumper was on the other.
What's a limo?
It was badass.
Yeah.
I used to ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
There now I'm like, mm-mm.
The fucking cyclists get out there. The
Yeah.
motorcyclists get out there. The fucking I just take my Miata up there.
It had to be about 15 years ago. We were on a ride, and me and my buddy Mike Murphy were leading it. We were peg to peg like we always do, hauling ass, and side by side.
Sure. I'm glad that was on camera.
Why did it?
I'm glad that was on camera.
But
You
anyway,
can't see the cameras.
we come out of Montgomery, took a few turns, and rounded a
bet
hard
you did. bend. I
and
bet you did.
saw nobody behind us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, the pack was gone.
Oh, there were other people.
It was probably 20.
There are
20
other peggers.
Oh wow.
20 something guys.
Okay.
And
Y'all were noisy.
no,
You fucking
they were gone.
boys.
So that's one of the things that will terrify you more than anything. Your pack just disappears. So I got on
Did I go through a time portal? What just fucking
I
happened?
got on the pipes, got Mike's attention. We got turned around. A guy named Lonnie Hauk
That's a name.
was on another fella's bike, and he for some reason had a tens unit, and his tens unit malfunctioned mid-turn,
Chad.
and he basically Supermaned.
Try it.
Yes, you didn't get to try this before.
He Supermaned right over the handlebars and slammed into the concrete culvert.
Fuck.
Yeah, he died a couple weeks later.
Oh.
But yeah,
From that or something else?
from that.
Okay, just making sure because you
But
know.
we got there. Mike's wife used to be a paramedic. She jumps off the bike, rips open my leathers, pulls both knives out of my vest because she knew they were sharp as hell, and starts cutting his clothes off and working on them. But yeah, it was bad.
That's a good.
Bad deal. I was still at the sheriff's department at the time, so one of the guys I knew rolled up, put me to work directing traffic.
God.
It was still. So we wrapped up that, got Lonnie gone, and said, "I think we're done, guys. So let's all head home. Call it a day."
That's why I like four wheels.
But still,
It's a little bit more around you.
nothing happened at me, but just
Well, maybe not in the Miata.
when you turn that corner and see your pack gone, who should have been right on your
Right,
ass,
yeah.
your
Yeah.
gut just drops.
I'm sad that I never got around to making my V8 Miata happen. I had the V8 and I had the Miata. I
Our
just
friend
never
Mark
got there.
did.
I got a motor.
Did Mark tell you about his?
Mark who?
Ernest.
Yes, we talked about it one
Okay,
day. Yeah.
he said that thing was almost undrivable. It was a blast.
Yeah, because I had a Ford 5.0 and I was going to drop it in there.
He had the 383 in it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
I did that with a friend of mine. We
I was going to do a 307. You know,
Yeah, a little much in
Yeah.
a Miata.
my friend bought it. I think it was like an 85 or whatever like that, 4-wheel drive
First.
single cab.
Okay.
Chevy, jacked up and everything was maroon. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We built a 383 stroker for it. Put it in there, and he was so we're still friends and everything. We talk about this. We took it for a drive and everything. I was like, man, we got into the ditch and and got out of it. The one thing is, we went into Huntsville. Sorry, and the horn stuck. And
Oh, no.
we could not turn it off. We're out in the ditch. Yeah, and these people came out. What's going on?
Full of fuse.
And we're like, sorry. And we pulled it. It's like, there's the horn. So we're done and everything. But the next day, he was so eagerly ready to go with it and run around. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you need to tighten down
Slow
the
down.
battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it firm down and everything.
Button
and that,
everything up.
and that
Yeah.
fucker burnt up. He went down the road from my parents' house
No.
in the town.
Loose electrical
Right there
connection.
in front. Yes, right there in front where the realtor place is.
Yeah.
It burnt down. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
After all that effort.
Yes.
He didn't listen. He didn't button everything
He
up.
was excited and everything. This is
Well, of course you are, but
Tie down your
fire
battery.
bad.
yes.
Yeah, tie down your battery and cover those fucking terminals.
Even if it's some paracord.
Oh wait, you said it was a Chevy,
It was a Chevy.
but that was before the side mount terminals.
I don't remember. I just
I
know
said
the
that- you
box
said early-
was just
but you said
yeah, it was
early
early.
80s.
Yeah.
I hate the side post.
The side posts are the stupidest fucking. They're both semi convenient, but also incredibly.
Both
retarded.
of mine are larger bolts bottomed out right now.
Yeah.
Just because, and a backer nut on it. Because I'm tired of fucking with those side bolts.
Yeah, sorry, backer nut. That goes with your spider.
Yeah.
Your butt plug spider. Spider butt plug. That's going to be the name of the fucking uncut. I know that for sure. I know for sure that's the title of the uncut.
Hey, I got lucky.
No, Bert did.
Yeah.
So nice segue back to my week. Thank you. Appreciate that.
What, butt plug?
Yes. So I did have to do a lot of adjusting back to normal schedule after my fucking vacation and getting back to actually sleeping like a normal fucking person. That was not easy to get back on a regular sleep schedule, along with the time change. Because I didn't realize, like, the time changed the week before I decided to change coasts. So I was like, okay, so I had no fucking clue what time was until about Wednesday. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I only worked 2 days in the dark before I went on vacation. So I wasn't even used to starting in the dark. You know, I'm used to sunrise being early. I was like, God damn, this whole week is fucking weird. But yeah, so I watched those comedy specials. I got caught up on the Red Ranger thing. I was going to watch what was the movie we talked about yesterday? The
Electric State.
Electric. I did not
Electric
get to
State.
it. Yeah, Electric State. I did want to get to that, but since you guys watched it, at least y'all can talk about it, and then I'll watch it when I get a chance. But
No, I don't want to do the spoilers, so.
No, you don't have to do spoilers, but at least talk about it. You know, and sell me on the movie.
It was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that's effectively it for my week, other than editing like a fucking maniac and realizing, oh wait, so because I put the St. Patty's Day episode out first, I forgot I talked about Dante's powers, which we hadn't done yet because that happened in the Colompton episode. So I'm like, whoops, I'm editing that out of that episode, so that it's like, whoops, that'd be total spoilers for that whole section. So I had to edit that out this morning while I was like before I got started on everything. But all right, so Jefe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how was your last week? Things you've been watching and things you've been not.
I had a good week. I watched a number of things. And I can't remember. We did watch Bert Kreischer. I watched a couple. I watched a lot of his. I watched 3 of his stand-up specials.
Last 3 at least.
Yeah, the last 3. Big Boy, Razzle Dazzle, and
Lucky.
Yeah. And then I watched a couple Tom Segura's. And then I watched a Matt Rife, the crowd work special.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, it was.
That was really good.
It was a lot of fun.
Did you watch Big J's crowd work special?
Yes, I did.
The second one drops in April.
I watched them.
So them is
They-
they comes out next month.
Yeah.
A week
That
from
was
now. A week
good.
from now. A week from now it drops.
God, he was funny.
Yeah, so everybody's doing crowd work specials. I didn't talk about it whenever I watched it.
Well, that's some of the things you miss when you're not at an actual show. You miss a lot of
the setup and crowd work. Yeah,
and sometimes it's fun as hell.
definitely.
Watched that. I watched Electric State, and then before that, I watched a movie that seemed very appropriate called Only the Brave. It was after our the wildfires here in near us. So
Yeah.
I figured watching Only the Brave would have been a good, at least minor exposure to see what they're going through at the moment.
Yeah.
And that was based on a true story about a team of firefighters in Arizona.
Where was this movie? Which streaming service?
Amazon.
Yeah, because I hadn't heard of it, and you mentioned it.
It was so good, so well done. It was an actual true story about that same. They're called hot shots. They're not hell jumpers because the hot shots walk in.
Yeah.
Or ride in.
Yeah, the Helldivers jump in.
Yeah, but the hot shots. It's about the first municipal hot shot team. The others are federal, but this is the first municipal hot shot team that got certified.
Which area were they working?
Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona.
I didn't think there was that much to burn in Arizona, to be fair.
There's a lot.
The-
Scrub,
yeah.
scrub plane. It goes quick, man.
Well, to be fair,
Oh, don't say to be fair. I hate when people say to be fair. It sounds like to be fair.
well, to be fair,
But it takes you through a new recruit that was basically given a second chance.
Yeah.
Fuck up, druggie, and the dude rolled the dice on him. Said if you can make it, we'll have you. And it shows him bonding with those guys, doing right from a baby by his baby's mama baby, and just becoming a better and better person. And it shows them getting qualified, getting their evaluation done, and then moving on to fighting their own fires, actually taking point in a lot of stuff.
So is this more of a movie format or like a docudrama?
Movie.
Okay. Just I
But
wanted to make
still,
sure.
And then one big wildfire threatens their hometown, and they go to work.
Go figure.
And it ends. I'm not going to tell you how it ends. You're going to have to watch it.
And they put the fire out. I mean,
No.
pretty sure that's how it goes. Arizona's still there. Arizona's still there, so I assume it. They put it out.
It got put out eventually.
Oh, okay.
But the ending's sad but good at the same time.
Okay. Now, actually, the funny thing is when we talked about the wildfires last time, we were talking about Oklahoma, and then right after that, there was one near us. We didn't get a chance. It happened in between our
My
last
pop
two
wasn't
episodes.
far from it.
Yeah,
He
the
was on-
National Forest.
He
Yeah.
was our 1725.
Yeah, it was coming down from the east side and
Yep.
coming towards
And then it moved
Trails
north.
End. Yeah, it was near the Trails End kind of area.
Yeah.
Out there. And I was like, it's like, I won't be too bad if some of that burns down. I don't want anybody to die, but I wouldn't mind that area getting wiped out if I'm honest.
But I kept calling Dad, making sure he was okay, making sure it wasn't getting close.
And then what, by
And
Thursday, they had it
was
put
gone,
out?
yeah.
Yeah.
well,
said
and,
they could-
the second or third time, I said, "How much are you bullshitting me right now?"
Yeah.
I said, "Because I'll drop everything." Come
Yeah,
get
because
you."
your dad lives out that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, "You better not be bullshitting, because if it's anywhere close, you're coming. I'll put you up at the apartment, whatever we have to do."
And having been way too close to a fucking wildfire personally.
But
it's like, I
knowing
wouldn't
him,
recommend
he
it.
wasn't going to abandon his animals and his dogs and everything else.
Yeah. Well,
That's just him. He'll stay put, ride it out.
well, unless you got like a water tanker, you ain't getting them all out.
Well, he's got a big water tank.
I said water
pond.
tank. I said tanker.
Oh,
So you basically be spraying water on a cart full of fucking animals.
he would have
drive out
been
in the
okay because
wildfire.
the animals have cleared everything out, but he was right on the national forest.
Yeah, but I mean, all it's got to do is blow enough shit onto your house.
Yep.
Which is the biggest deal. It's like you can be away from the trees. It don't matter if a big fuck off ember lands in the little bit of grass next to your house. and you ain't
I
paying
know for a
attention.
fact that if it would have threatened them, I would have had to drag at least my father out. Mom would have come willingly, but Dad, I would have had to carry out.
Yeah.
'Cause he's more stubborn than I am.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, the week's been good. Just work.
Prepping for the wedding. Kind of.
Somebody is.
Well, clearly not.
No, trust me. I figured out that
This drops 2 weeks from now, so we'll.
I know.
Yeah, we can put it off. It's fine. We can talk shit now because this won't come out for 2 weeks.
The ladies at the Legion were saying, "Do you need off for the wedding?" I said, "Oh God, no." So what do you mean? I said, "Well, it starts at 11. I'm not going to be there 7 hours, and if I have to come here, I get to leave early and not have to tear down."
So real talk. What is the longest wedding and reception you've ever been to?
I don't know because I've always left early.
You probably always had to work.
My cousin's Catholic wedding.
I was gonna say Catholic weddings that are like,
Up, down, kneel, everything. I'm like, why the fuck am I here?
I'm still at my cousin's Catholic wedding from
Yeah.
when I was 7. It's still going. She's already divorced that guy, but the wedding's still going.
My wife's cousin had a really good wedding at a Catholic church, and then they moved to a very upscale, like Creole Cajun restaurant.
There's nothing I would consider. You said you're like Catholic church upscale Creole.
Well, I had very
restaurant.
fancy turtle soup, and my wife had shrimp and grits, and it was
What the
damn
hell?
good.
Yes, fancy.
But then we partied till like midnight, 1 o'clock.
All right.
So upscale means there's no gators out front.
No gators. It was downtown Houston, so gators further down the road in the bayou.
They were in the bayou for sure. It was just funny. I did not expect upscale Cajun restaurant.
Well, it was, and it were good.
Yeah. No, I would say definitely the first Catholic wedding I ever went to, which was my cousin Michelle.
Up, down, sit, kneel,
It-
try not to fart.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
On the wooden pews.
I swear,
Sorry,
I swear
yes.
to God, the wedding
Those wooden
ceremony.
pews echo.
Yeah.
Something
And-
fierce.
Yeah, and I swear to God, that was like an hour and a half long ceremony. Is it not like
Yes, it is.
stupid long? Like I'm pretty sure they call the Pope directly, like they FaceTime the Pope now for every Catholic wedding.
Yeah.
Something. But this was when I was a little kid in the fucking late 80s. And no joke, that was the longest singular wedding. Now I've done when my best friend got married, because I was part of the wedding, but not because they had no wedding party, but I was basically the best man anyways. So I'm running around just making sure shit's getting done. It's at my aunt's wedding hall over near New Caney. And so I'm taking care of that stuff, but also I had to make sure that I took care of I was taking care of a lot of other stuff he didn't know. So I had a whole fucking surprise because they were going immediately to their honeymoon. Like they were leaving the next morning for their honeymoon. And so what I was going to do, because he really wanted his Civic fixed up. Like he had a fucking 96 Civic EX. And he wanted it with a body kit and all this other shit. He already had everything else going on, but he wanted it done. But it was fucked up. Like he had half wrecked it. And so like his hood was bent up and shit like that. So I was going to surprise him by getting his shit fixed up while they were gone. Basically fucking doing an overhauling type situation while they were on their honeymoon.
Mhm.
And so, but timing wasn't working out quite right. So I surprised him. Like I threw him in the car and told him, "Hey, we're going to go get some shit real quick. We're going to town." He's like, okay, whatever. So we drive to in-town Conroe, and I take him straight to the fucking Enterprise rental car, and I rent him his fucking honeymoon vehicle. He's like, what's this for? And then that's when it was like, I figured that you guys weren't going to drive the fucking car over there, and you want to borrow your dad's fucking thing or drive the old Caprice out there. That would suck.
Yeah.
There's a nice new fucking, GMC Canyon to fucking drive on your honeymoon. And then that night, his soon-to-be wife revealed what it is we were doing for him, because I bought the fucking he bought the body kit and all that, and I was going to fucking put it on. So basically what she did was print out a fucking image of his done car and show him. He's like, well, what's this? He's like, this is your wedding present. This is why we have the fucking rental truck and all this shit. It's like, we're fixing up your car while you're gone, because he bought new headlights and a new hood to replace the shit that was damaged, and I was going to get the body kit and everything. So as soon as he fucking left, I took the car home with me, because I was still at my parents' house, obviously. And I've stretched out his fucking core support, strapped that bitch to a tree with a rope, straightened out his fucking...
Got a running start.
Put that bitch in reverse and just incrementally pulled that thing out, slapped a new radiator in it, slapped the new fucking headlights on, which I managed to align really well considering the core support had just been fixed. Fucking threw the new hood on there and everything, but the problem was I couldn't do the fucking fiberglass work because there was no way I was going to be able to modify it enough to make sure that body kit fit proper. But I got the rest of it squared away. So
Here, you do the rest.
No, he was going to take it to a body shop. Actually, I think the problem was it was going to take another 3 weeks for the body kit to get there. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So the body kit had not come in yet. And if I recall correctly, I think, because if I remember correctly, Tim, your brother-in-law, was connected through another friend of ours to do a sponsorship for import parts, if I recall correctly. And that's where we bought the body kit through, was like that whole situation. And it was literally like an extra 3 fucking weeks before it showed up.
Yeah, that's when you wrecked his S2000, whatever it was.
The yellow S2000 back in the day. Yep, 100%. Because he had a Scion. He had an XB. Yeah, I remember. But that was what happened. So it's like, that was why she showed him the picture of what we were gonna get done, because he didn't know about the body kit, he didn't know about this other shit. So, but either way, I got it mostly fixed up for him. But he was nice and surprised. But that entire situation, I think we started taking care of the wedding shit at like 1 p.m. And I think by the time everybody left, it was like, because they left and we kept partying for a little while. So it was like 9.
Free food, free booze, keep drinking.
Yeah, it was already covered. Yeah. And everybody was friends of the family and everything else like that. So it's all fucking basically covered. Mm-hmm. So I think that was like 8.5 hours for that whole shebang.
Fuck that.
For that whole shebang.
Yeah.
But that was being a part of it, dealing with everything. And then holy shit, I didn't know this. So I rented the fucking truck, right? It's in my name. I didn't know everybody else was going to do the quintessential wedding bullshit. And they got the fucking shoe. They got, what is this shit called? The stuff where
it's a window polish.
Yeah.
The window polish stuff, whatever it's called.
Window chalk.
Well, it wasn't chalk, but yeah.
It's liquefied chalk. That's
yeah, so they drew all over the fucking windows. Somebody drew a penis. They fucking put balloons and cans and all this shit on there. And then it wouldn't fucking come off.
No.
Like, he had to scrub that bitch for like 2 fucking days to get that shit off the glass. It's like, normally, you just scrape it off or whatever, windshield washer fluid, something. It wouldn't fucking come off. I was like, God damn it. I have to return this fucking truck at some point.
See, we didn't screw one up that bad. My friend Bobby got married, and our mutual friend Chris showed up with 2 handfuls of those firecrackers that you pull the strings on either end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crackers.
Well, we rigged up every single possible spot in his SUV that we could attach those to.
Yeah.
I'm talking doors, glove compartment, center consoles, anywhere and everywhere that we could attach one. We did. We'd attached one. We attached multiple if we could get to it and tie them off. Bobby was still getting the shit scared out of him 2 weeks later. His wife was furious. We took condoms, filled them up with Cornhuskers lotion, and threw them on the dashboard.
They put a condom on the fucking antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were both just furious.
I was like, oh, they also filled the truck with balloons.
Oh.
That was the other thing, to be massively inconvenient when they had to
Yeah.
leave. And I'm just like, dickheads, I had to rent this. This is not my fucking
I
truck.
just wish I could have seen Bobby a week and a half, 2 weeks later, go to the glove compartment for something random. Ah, fuck!
Another thing. Yeah. I forgot about Tim's S2000. That's funny. Well remembered. Good.
I like the S2000. Those are neat.
I drove one once, and it was a lot of fun.
I bet.
It went very, very fast, very, very quickly.
Yeah. Weighs nothing.
So
Yeah,
you know,
missed-
yeah, that's
Go
true.
ahead.
So you know that stretch of road between Research Forest and Portofino Shopping Center,
Mhm.
just that stretch of feeder. So my boss let me borrow her S2000, which I think was technically her brother's, but either way, let me do it. My buddy Johnny was with me, and I'm like, we're gonna go drive this fucking car. This is awesome. And yeah, the fact that she was willing to just let me snag her fucking car and then drive it around for an afternoon was great. Top down, beautiful day like today. You know, perfect weather. Go down Research Forest. I'm still getting used to driving the 6-speed because I'm used to my 5-speed.
Mhm.
So it's already a little awkward. I'm not used to Hondas either, so it's already a little bit different. But I turn, I take the light, with just like perfect timing. There's nowhere near the traffic that we have now, you know. Fucking turn left, going north on the feeder right there in front of Portofino, and I just fucking lay into it in second gear. I'm barely out of third gear, and I have to slam on the brakes to turn into Sam's Club. So you can imagine that. I was already going 98. I was like, Jesus. I was like, okay, this car is fucking
Those
amazing.
are fun, and they have so many aftermarket options for that platform. It's ridiculous. I like them dressed up stupid.
Yeah,
You know, big front splitter, rear diverter, body kit,
that was one of the best.
big spoiler on the back. I like them crazy.
Mhm.
You know,
That's one-
the whole Japanese vibe.
It's one of the only ones they did as rear wheel drive in a small platform,
Yeah.
and they never fucking did it again.
Nope.
And they got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they nailed it, and they didn't continue it. I was like, why? I was like, this should have been generation after generation of this shit. They only barely got a generation and a half, like because even the newest S2000s were barely any different than the original ones, just slightly cleaned up looks and a little bit more power. They never even got into a turbo option from the factory. Couldn't even imagine if we still fucking had those things. I mean, we wouldn't have them. Japan would have them because they keep all the cool shit. But I like that car, and it had a little bit more room, of course, that I found out later, than my Miata. You know, a little bit, tiny bit more headroom.
Yeah. Like
What?
that.
Yeah, absurd body kit.
Yeah, I like them stupid.
Yeah, the steering, because it was a slightly long and narrow wheelbase,
Mm-hmm.
the balance was off by a little bit, so the steering was a little stiff.
So it wanted to oversteer just a little bit more.
Understeer,
Oh, no, that's bad.
because it's longer and narrow. Like so, but the Miatas are always about perfect balance.
Yeah.
So I had an NA Miata, so I love that thing. I mean, it had been hit in the rear quarter, and I pounded it out with a fucking 2x4 and a hammer.
See, if I were going to get a new project car, I'm really eyeballing a Mini Cooper.
No, because you're going to turn it into a 4x4.
No, that one I'd leave alone because they handle
No, we don't
well.
want to. No, you in a Mini Cooper would be absurd.
Well, but you fit. I fit. I've driven one. I fit.
Stop buying tiny vehicles. Buy bigger vehicles, Jefe.
You see, I had a 300Z.
Those are fun.
It was a 2.2, but non-turbo. It was fun.
A Z, not a
6-speed.
ZX.
Yeah.
So one of the earlier 300s.
Yeah, Nissan Z. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but the difference is the ZX was the last thing they did. It was that weird fucking body. Even got the T-tops.
I think it was.
I liked
a
all
90,
of them. The
like a
370,
93.
the 380, the 390. They were all a lot of fun.
They never got to a 390.
They didn't?
Yeah, it was like a 93, 94, 300Z.
Yeah, because that was the differential. Was later on we got the ZX. It wasn't the good.
Cute
Yeah,
little-
like that.
Yeah, ZX.
Yeah.
Cute little Datsun.
Nissan.
So it was no
They didn't have that
non-turbo and
last-
everything else like that, but the 6 and it had.
If
fun
you got
with
the
it.
twin turbo fucking version of that, that's absurd.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Then also the T-tops on that was stupid. Did it have T-tops or was it Targa?
It was a Targa, I think.
Yeah, that's right. They did Targa. Fucking floppy middle. Like, a lot of fucking body torque in there.
Gotta have T-tops.
Those never got the respect they deserved, realistically, because I think like by then other significantly better.
Like the Audi.
Well, not even that. I mean, like the
What was that? The Audi TT that had a similar stance and all that?
Audi TT was a tiny little sports coupe.
Yeah.
It wasn't not. This is a much bigger body car. The 300ZX is a much bigger car.
Okay.
No, the 3000 GT I was always interested
Yep.
in.
Those are neat.
The VR4s with the twin turbo, all-wheel drive, all-wheel steer.
Active Aero in the rear wheel steering.
I don't know about Active Arrow, but it's definitely.
It was. They had a spoiler in the back. The servos always broke.
That's why it wasn't really Active Arrow, was it? It's always broken.
Well, it was
always broken arrow.
But the rear tires steered 7 degrees in either direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would steer usually reverse of what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it would depend. Because it took a long time for any American vehicles to have all-wheel steer.
My old ops manager, he was into the Dodge Stealth, which is the same platform.
Same car,
as the
yeah.
300.
Yep, 300ZX.
Yep.
Not 300ZX.
I was
3000
I was a
GT
hair's
in the
breadth
Dodge
from
Stealth.
buying a parts car with a running turbo motor.
Yeah.
And I was going to use the firewall forward as the back of a trike. Yeah, it would have been a bad idea.
Yeah, that would have been absolutely horrible.
That would have been 300 plus horsepower on a trike that's low and long.
One of my old supervisors had an old 3000 GT that he was doing nothing with, and he wanted to sell it to me. I'm like, well, what condition is it in? He's describing. He's like, no.
No.
It's like even in like 2014, I'm not even going to try to hunt down parts for this fucking thing. Though, question for you. Do you know the most fame that the Dodge Stealth ever got?
No, I like the model.
The Smokey and the Bandit TV show.
They used a Dodge Stealth.
Well, because it was supposed to be like a modern interpretation, and he had a
Okay.
Dodge Stealth that was black, and I believe the wing was red. Because the Stealth's wing wrapped around the windshield a lot like the Talon did.
Yeah.
Because this is when DSM was a thing, the Diamond Star.
And once
Motors.
again, they had Active Arrow on the Stealth and the
No, they did not. That one did not have Active Arrow.
that had
because the
4-wheel
wing-
steering.
Only in like the super high model, but even that was massively rare. The VR4s were already rare. You weren't going to get all that shit in the Dodge version. Have you ever seen it? The Dodge Stealth?
For the no.
Yeah, pull
It's
that
I'm
up.
trying to figure out.
Yeah, pull
It's a
up the
good looking car.
Yeah, I like it a little bit better. The wraparound rear wing was a little
Well,
odd.
the aesthetics, the rear view mirrors and all that they just look good.
Yeah, but it had the same thing that the Eagle Talon did.
Mhm.
Eagle, there's a thing nobody fucking talks about.
Right.
Nobody remembers Eagle as a brand. So you had the Eclipse, you had the Mitsubishi Eclipse,
Mhm.
you had the Eagle Talon, and you had the oh shit, what was the other one? There were 3 of them. What was the other version? Plymouth Laser.
Oh God.
The Plymouth Laser. So Plymouth had an Eclipse. It was all the same fucking car. They all look slightly different, but I like what. You
So
got it?
you're talking about Smoking the Bandit version of it?
Yeah. Can you find it? It was. I know it was black. I think it was black and red. We're all googling things currently.
Yes.
Oh God, the Plymouth Lasers. It's atrocious.
It looks the same.
No, it does. Look at this little chopped down motherfucker.
Oh, that's the first gen.
Yeah.
The second gen.
Just a second gen.
Yeah, they went to the good bodies now. Okay, Google's listening to me.
I mean, it looks like a fat Fiero.
It does not look like a Fiero. It looks like a fucking Eclipse. Oops. Fucking Google. Don't do that. Smokey and a Bandit.
Or it's got the raised hood, I guess, for
Talking
where
about
the
that-
turbo and everything.
there's your
was, whatever
second
that
gen.
is.
That's the first gen.
Well, it's a 90.
Raw and
Let me
gross.
see if I can
Look at the
fuck-
searching Google.
Let me see if I can fucking find this thing.
Yeah, we're car nerds.
It'd be weird if we can actually. I may not be able to fucking find it. I know it existed because I fucking watched it. It wasn't just called Bandit. And I know it was Smoky.
Yeah, that's your second gen. That's a 92. They're all ugly. Yes.
Hold on. Diamond Star.
Can we move on?
Nope.
Yes.
Motors.
Well, I'm gonna have to move on.
You got a piss?
Okay, bye.
Alcohol.
That didn't sound good.
That was my crotch.
Bonky.
I got wood.
I'm trying to find. Either way, I'll pause while Chad's
Yeah,
pissing,
pause.
and I'll Google this.
And I'm gonna vape. Reboot was awful.
I didn't mind the Knight Rider reboot, like the proper
thing?
reboot
No.
in the 2000s. It was better than Team Knight Rider. Team Knight Rider was bad. But yeah, I was looking for him. Oh, Plymouth Laser. That was the one I was looking for. I didn't find
They're
it. Give me
ugly.
a second. Give me a second.
I showed you pictures.
No, I found the Talon. I gotta find a Plymouth Laser.
It's kind of like a 240.
Plymouth Laser.
They're ugly.
240s?
I'd sooner drive a Fiero.
I like a 240. Yeah. Have you seen actually a Fiero actually done up?
Yeah.
All that. I was like, damn, they actually made that look good.
Oh, that was the Plymouth Laser. That's not. Wait, no, that's the Eagle Telling. Well, so the funny part is they really didn't look
Eagle
different.
eye thrust,
They honestly didn't look that different.
aka Jeff.
Although, that sounds horrible.
That was a Top Gear reference.
Was it?
Remember the
Oh.
car they made?
The Jeff, yeah.
It started as the Eagle eye thrust.
Oh, not the Grand Tour is coming.
I know. I saw that. I'm
They're
looking
doing
forward.
another. They're reuniting to
The
do a
not
new.
so grand tour.
The not
What
so
it-
Not so
grand
grand
tour.
tour.
Yeah, so they're coming back to do a special, I guess, a not so grand tour.
Okay.
I think
saw
I
that,
heard
I
it was
was
a
like, what?
series, not a special.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they would come back to.
I
do
think they're
that.
just bored again.
Richard is super fucking busy. Clarkson is super fucking busy, and James is super fucking busy. Why they would bother?
Because they
Now, if it's not globetrotting, if it's UK specific, sure.
that's why it's not so grand
Yeah, okay,
it's-
that makes
it's
more sense.
in
Just-
the EU.
it's just the tour.
Yeah.
Not the EU. It's probably just in the UK,
Yeah.
but not.
Why?
regular
France is like
Ireland.
45 minutes away.
Yes, but France is mostly on fire. They don't have wildfires. They just have lots of protests.
Which one of them
Oh.
I really liked.
Speaking of protests, I didn't know this. They're doing like a national. They've organized like this nationwide anti-Tesla thing that's supposed to go down in like 5 days.
Oh, that's stupid.
It's supposed to be like a Tesla shutdown thing. I don't know what they're actually going to do, but this nonsense about attacking Teslas and attacking dealerships and assaulting Tesla owners, it's gone too fucking far.
Yeah.
It has gone way too fucking far.
Just because of one man.
Yeah. But like I saw this video this weekend of this guy who literally cuts off this Tesla owner in the middle of traffic, gets out of the car, and comes up to the window shouting and screaming at the fucking owner. And the lady actually rolls her fucking windows down. I would not have rolled that window down. I'd have run over that piece of shit.
That's a good way to get shot.
Yeah. Well, they weren't in Texas or else probably would have happened.
Yeah.
But it's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, how fucking institutionally captured is your fucking brain
Because
that you think this is okay?
there's one fella just north of here that runs around in a Tesla.
There's a lot of people who run around in Tesla.
No, in a Cybertruck.
There's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
Cybertrucks in the
Yeah.
area. Are you talking about a specific person?
Yeah. Up in a town north of us.
There's a few towns north of us. You're gonna have to narrow that
Well,
down.
the first one.
Our town.
Willis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't want to name
Does,
it.
does he have one of? Why we talk about everything else?
Oh, true.
Does he have one of the colored
No, it's
Cybertrucks?
standard.
Okay, because I've seen a lot of them wrapped. Like I saw an all black one the other day with the fucking super tinted windows. I damn near ran into it
I'd like to see
on the
one.
freeway. I couldn't see it. Like,
I'd like to see one done in copper. That'd look really good.
it's probably been done. But I know there's idiots who polish them. That's bad. But either way,
Well,
no,
there are
but-
idiots that polish the DeLoreans up to a mirror finish.
Yeah, it's also very dangerous. Don't do
Yeah.
that. But no, because my pastor drives a Tesla, but more often actually his wife drives that Tesla down to fucking Houston for work. She works basically in downtown medical center. You know, she's a fucking like amazing nurse. And I don't want her to be attacked by these leftards.
Yep.
Like, would you take the life of someone just because they own a specific vehicle? It's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's like attacking people because they wear a hat, a particular hat.
Well, if it does have, I mean, you shouldn't attack somebody for the clothing they're wearing unless it is like somehow actually attacking you.
Yeah.
But, you know, people assaulted people wearing MAGA hats.
But the left considers anybody that doesn't agree with them as attacking them.
It's an assault on their existence
Oh, yeah.
somehow. Somehow a man who's
Assault
so,
on their rhetoric, which they're glued to.
they're so unhappy about, especially with the Department of Education being broken
Mm-hmm.
apart and being reassigned to other places, which actually completely
on the
makes
federal
sense.
level would be great.
Yeah,
Not federal, state level. Bring it down, let the states
That's
handle
what they're-
it.
That's what it is.
That's what they're
Yeah.
trying to do. But either way, back to the Musk thing. I don't know what they're trying to do. I haven't read into the ideas that they're going after. I just know it's fucking retarded and they need to stop. And these are terror attacks.
Mhm.
This is not hyperbole. They're doing it.
Well, didn't President Trump essentially say the attacks on Tesla owners are
It's an act of
terroristic?
terrorism. Yeah. Well, I know Musk specifically did on Twitter, and people are like, "You're a piece of shit." It's like your opinion doesn't matter. You're fucking also Hitler too. You're like, you and Trump are both Hitler simultaneously. You know, you're Hitler for bringing back those astronauts, which, by the way, they did
Yeah,
successfully.
they're mad at
But-
him for bringing back astronauts.
Well, I don't know if anybody actually
And
was.
God, the health
but-
ramifications these guys are suffering after getting back to Earth are just insane.
Yeah, well, I haven't looked into that just yet, but we will. But the whole idea that the fact that they're attacking and setting fire to Tesla dealerships across the country, you know, setting fire to the cars, and I don't know if you know what happens when those massive lithium-ion battery packs catch fire.
They burn
They
for
don't-
days.
yeah.
They don't stop burning.
No.
They're become a massive ecological problem.
We saw what happened with that on the that Rimac
Different, but yes.
Yes.
They have to use a very special foam that has to squash.
And half the time they just go back up, let it burn.
Yeah, you can't be near it. And especially if you have a whole row of Teslas catch fire, that could be incredibly dangerous because they can explode too. They think about, oh, it's just electric, it won't explode. It's like, sure. It's like the thing works via chemical reaction, dumbass.
Oh, I see it all the time on those the robot fighting leagues I watch. They have battery fires and they just go.
Yeah, they have to have the halon fucking system and put this shit out.
Well, they have positive pressure arenas.
Yeah.
That they fight in, and then when they it gets to a point where they can safely remove it, they put it in a box, basically big box of sand,
because
seal it up hermetically.
It's still toxic.
Yeah.
After that too.
Then they push it out on the loading dock and just let it be.
Yeah. We'll take care of that later with a forklift.
Which this last tournament, no battery fires, which is rare, super rare.
Yeah, because they had to start armoring those, because if you had a puncture style robot, that was the biggest
the ones
worry.
that are doing the damage. This one dude has one with it's a hammer saw, but he's got a table saw blade on it.
Oh God!
And it spins it up and slams it forward, and it's slicing through everything.
That's dangerous.
And the other guys have it's a spinning blade with a teardrop sharp end. And they do the same thing, spin it up, slam it down, and it just punctures.
Yeah. And you definitely don't want to puncture those things, but I don't know.
That's about the biggest nerd thing I do right now is watch those.
But I think the insanity comes from the fact that we live in a completely separate world from these people.
Yeah.
We do not, and I don't mean that we're sheltered in a little bubble.
Well, that's because we're too damn busy to go out and do anything else.
No. But I'm saying is, we do not live in the reality that they live in. I don't mean nationwide. I don't mean within Texas. I don't mean within our county. I mean within their fucking brains. They live in a reality where they're living in a country controlled by Hitler. They're trying to kill, well, I don't know who they're trying to kill. They think that's the point. And they think that we've lost all our rights. They think that, the world is coming to an end because this man was voted in. And mind you, certain parts of the world are getting a little bit more fiery than they used to be, and probably continue to.
And they don't understand.
Thanks, Yemen.
They don't understand. We're trying to take back our rights.
Yeah, but to do that means that to them it means the death of them,
their control, their power.
But they don't. But I'm not talking about from the people who are in power. I'm talking about the people on the street like us. They think that our existence is a threat to theirs, despite that we don't have an actual problem with them at all. It's we don't want them dead. We don't want them to lose anything. We don't want to take away anything from them.
We just want to be left the fuck alone.
We want the nation to run the way it was intended, and we want to be left the fuck alone, and we want weird shit to stop being stop happening.
Yeah.
But for them, all it is, hey, the latest person on TikTok told me to be angry at this, or hey, the people who aren't president are telling me that I need to rise up and attack these people because Elon Musk is evil.
And I'm going to go so far as to say 80% of those people that are doing these actions aren't gainfully employed. They aren't busy doing anything else productive. They have nothing to do all day but get brainwashed.
I agree with part of that for sure, but I would think that the minor acts of quote unquote justice, where they're keying Teslas, or they're wiping shit on the handles, or they're breaking off mirrors, shit it's still vandalism, which is still a crime.
How the hell are you going to do that with a car that has 13 cameras all around?
They are so dumb, they don't know or care. And whenever you park it, you put it in sentinel mode, it records everything from every direction. And then you get caught, and then you get turned into police, your ass gets arrested for a very minimal petty vandalism. Sure, that's a thing. However, the reason you're doing it is to cause terror in the person who owns that vehicle, because you're not sticking it to Musk by destroying his thing. But we've already seen international ramifications of this, where Tesla was kicked out of the Canadian Auto Show because they were worried about active threats of violence against any Tesla vehicles on display. That's literal terrorism.
Petty about it. The Kansas City chief banned Elon Musk from attending any future games,
which is really fucking.
That's just petty. It's stupid.
It's what a sports team needs to shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Dance, monkey, dance. Give us our fucking entertainment.
Yeah.
Make us laugh. Same goes for comedians and musicians and anybody else. You're there to entertain.
Politics.
Shut the fuck up.
Bill Burr is gone off the fucking deep end, dude. I don't know if you're following some of the shit.
No, what's he?
He basically said free Luigi, and we need to teach these fucking billionaires what's right, by any means necessary. He went on The View and agreed with them. I'll put it that way.
Oh, God.
If you go on The View and you agree with
And
them.
whereas Rob Schneider's going the completely other direction.
Well, actually, Rob Schneider came out in defense of Bill Burr, but only in the fact that it's like, look, I love Bill Burr as a comedian. I think he's one of the funniest people who's ever existed. I don't agree with what he says, but, I still support his right to say these things.
Mm-hmm.
Except when if he ever comes out and directly asks for direct action.
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
you definitely are not supposed to go on national television and
one
tell
shouldn't
people
do
to
that,
do
should
things. No, that's why we don't do that on this show.
No, that's why we don't do that on this
We
show.
do not do that on this show. We do not. Repeat, no calls to action in any way, shape, or form here.
Stop staring at me.
Well, either way. But there's enough fucking real world problems that everybody who loved Tesla and couldn't wait to buy a fucking Tesla
It's the same people.
11 months ago are now pissed because this guy is literally just auditing the government. And they don't seem to understand that that's all Musk is doing is an audit. That's the sole purpose of the Doge, is to audit. They have no power to actually fire anyone except in their own department.
Yeah.
All they're doing, and this is the thing they do not understand, they think that Elon Musk is going in with armed guards, removing everyone from a building in handcuffs, and saying, "You're fired, get the fuck out, we're taking everything."
I'll do that.
Yeah, we don't. But the point is, but all they're doing is they're going in, they have complete access to the computers, because that's the department's job, is to access the computers. They basically just repurpose the IT guys, and they audit what the fuck these different parts of the executive branch have been doing with their fucking money. That's all they do. And then the person in charge of the executive branch, which, let me think again, who is that? Who is at the top of the executive?
That's that president guy.
That's
right?
a president guy. The sole elected authority by the masses. In case anybody's wondering, no, a district court's judge does not have the ability to tell the president what he can do with the executive branch.
Yeah, he told that judge to get bent.
Like, he can file injunctions, he can do all these other things, he can file legal challenges, but he sure as fuck can't tell Elon Musk anything about what to do with Doge, because you can't have the departments interfering with each other. That'd be like the judiciary going and telling Congress not to vote on something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, excuse the fuck out of you.
Or
this is not your job, asshole.
Or did you catch him talk the governor from Maine?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I'll see you in court. Oh,
Dude,
great, looking forward to
here's
it. That'll
the
be
thing.
an easy win.
Other leftist state governors are still continuing on with the boys and girls sports. They're continuing on with a lot of this stuff.
They're going to lose federal funding.
They're going to lose federal funding, and then everybody will be like, "Well, how evil Trump is by defending girls' rights."
No, this was an executive
Remember that
order.
massively sexist guy who's now standing up for the rights of females everywhere?
Yeah.
Fucking hate that guy, right? Well, he raped a woman once. Did he, though? Does she even know when that happened? She never did say exactly when that happened. She barely recognized when it happened. I'm sure as fuck can't nail down the exact day or time or anything.
What's her body count?
Either way. It's so fucking absurd, man. And like, it's one thing when we could just ignore the lefties when they weren't doing much other than bitching on the internet.
And it's such a small minority of the population that is stirring up so much bullshit everywhere.
Yeah, but they're an incredibly loud and violent minority.
And they're the ones for years that were peaceful protest and
Mostly peaceful.
Yeah, mostly peaceful. And
Mostly
bullshit.
peaceful, fiery.
As soon as you don't, no one agrees with you, you turn violent in a heartbeat.
Well, they lost their total sense of power, like you've said, and then everything they wanted or they thought was normal, they're being told, "Hey, this ain't normal, so we're not going to put up with it anymore."
No, this is bad.
It's all it is, and I came up with the reason all this has happened. All of this has fucking happened. It's that everybody gets a trophy generation.
Of course, of course.
So we were on the cusp of that.
Hey, you win, you lose.
Yeah, there were winners and losers when we were kids.
I was told a long, long time ago, right before a football game, Pee Wee League, hey guys, these are going to be winners and there's going to be losers today. And if we win, great. But remember, the other team lost.
Yeah.
And they're having a bad day. Let's not make that day any worse. Go out there and be good sportsmen.
Yeah. But now it's not about good sportsmanship because we're all winners just because we played the game. And literally all the trophies everywhere. Now, I assume that with Cade's whole basketball situation, do we acknowledge
that
losing?
going?
Oh yeah, we acknowledge we lost every single game,
Well, I knew that was going to happen.
but we got a medal at the end. I was like, where did this
Why?
come? I don't know.
As a team, did you get a medal, or
Yes.
did every? Okay,
I think as a team we got a medal.
okay.
It was presented
Most
to us.
improved.
I have no. There was no.
Now,
most
if it was a
improved.
mocking medal, I'm down. Mockery, I'm down for. Or what's the other word I'm looking for? Shaming. Like, hey, shittiest team award. Here you go. Like that. Bring back shaming.
The offers.
Yeah, the overs.
Yeah, the offers.
I think it was more for the fact that it's like, hey, y'all did good.
It's
This is thank you for.
They'll tried.
Yes.
But
Thanks for
we
thanks for
actually-
letting the other people win.
God, the way it was stacked and everything, we were like,
Yeah,
we got
Yeah.
screwed.
Well, you
on
had the
everything.
tiniest dudes out there.
Pretty much, yes.
Well, little big league.
Yeah.
No, it comes down to what they were that Dante and Steve were talking about the Ravens. The Ravens never admit defeat. They always talk about, oh, we beat ourselves again this week. They can never accept that anyone is better than them. They just think that they beat themselves. That's why
When
they
most
can't.
everybody's better than them.
Yes. So the point is, you get an absolutely losing team due to whatever reason. Maybe everyone's just better by chance, or your team sucks because they can't actually function as a team. Shit happens. You don't get a trophy for that. You get shamed for that, and you come back later with your lesson learned, and you figure out how to fucking be better. Now it's, hey, we're so happy you guys were here. This is fucking amazing. You guys are the best. Literally, like, you treat kids for the last 20 fucking years, actually longer, if I'm honest, because it was
Longer than that.
tail end of the 90s was the no
It's
kid-
okay. We're out here to have fun.
it's the everyone gets a trophy and the no kid left behind fucking
Yeah.
policies that has created an entirely new class, and I say this word in the absolute most meaningful way, retards. It's a literal, and I don't mean school class, I mean classism type of class of retard who doesn't know how to do anything. They can't read proper, they can't do math proper, they don't speak English right, that's their native language. They can't speak English correct. Yes, I said right on purpose. And then they think that because they exist, they deserve everything, because they've been told from the moment they started in school, well, we can't fail you no matter how bad you suck, and anything you lose at, we treat you like a winner.
Well, that's why we have these 30-year-old men that are still living at their mom and dad's house.
Hey, I was there till I was 24,
Yeah, and
but I also went through college. I fucking was working my way through a job.
I was out at like
Yeah.
17 or 18.
But I'm saying, like,
Gone.
I had a job. I was going to school. I was working towards something, and
I
then
think,
I got the
think
fuck
Luke's
out.
going to be right there. As soon
Yeah.
as he graduates, he's going to be
gone.
gone on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we've told him, said, brother, we love you. We're not going to let you fail. We are not going to kick you out.
yeah.
Said,
You don't have to go.
get your feet under you.
Yeah.
Save up some
Stick
money
around.
and
Do-
figure out where you're
Yeah,
going to go.
do it the smart way, sure.
But he's me, and
But-
he's gone.
But also, it trains an entire
He's probably told you
Yeah.
this is exact thing.
exactly.
Yeah, what he wants to do, yeah.
And it trained an entire generation, if not two generations of people, to be completely and utterly dependent on some form of daddy.
Yeah.
Whether that's actual daddy, if daddy's there, or just parents in general, complete, like you've mentioned, 30-year-olds living in the basement, or daddy government.
I wonder who I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, like, daddy government is the other one. It's just like, okay, well, my parents can't take care of me. The government will take care of me and hand me everything and tell me I'm a winner. And then I'm good. I can just go and burn Teslas.
Natural selection's gone out the window.
Well, yeah, we don't let things die anymore.
Exactly.
We have artificial selection now. Natural selection's gone.
Oh, that's awful.
Once
If
again,
you're going to fail and you're not going to work and you're not going to put out the effort, you deserve everything that's coming to you. You deserve to fail.
and also, I think the major difference is when Obama started this shit. Let's be fair here. Obama started this nonsense, and BLM didn't exist until Obama came into power. He propped them up. He brought them to the White House for dinner. Said, "Hey, black people are just as enslaved as they were always. Let's start these race riots." He didn't say that out loud, but that was the subtext, obviously, because that's how we get to where we are now. And it's just like most of us were all like, "Yeah, we're pretty much all equal. Nobody's got a problem here.
Well,
Why are
Dave,
we all setting things
before
on
the
fire?"
Obama administration, we were going in the right direction. The Obama administration,
We weren't going in the right direction. We were there.
Yeah, it set race relations back probably 20 years.
Probably 40 if we're going back before the 80s.
post 9/11,
It's-
the entire country was bonded. It was unified.
Yeah.
And that scared the
And-
ever living shit out of the federal
And no one
government.
gave a shit about other people's skin color.
Yeah.
Nobody, like, we treated you as a person, not as a token of something.
I think that's the reason Obama was pushed into an election and did everything he did, because
They needed the race wars.
the federal government needed the division, because a divided nation's far easier to manipulate.
That's fair,
than a
'cause we were
unified
all-
nation.
Yeah,
Because we were bonded. We were right there. We
Yeah.
were one nation, one people.
yeah, post 9/11, the George Bush eras.
Yeah.
For whatever they might have.
And we
technically
stayed
done.
like for years until Obama got elected.
And then we were all about. And here's one thing I would love to point out: how many assassination attempts were there on Obama
0.
that we know of? To just being honest, that we know of.
I mean-
However, how many assassination attempts have been on Trump? At bare minimum 3.
Yeah.
At bare minimum 3, and probably not the end of it.
Where were we? I was flying home from somewhere. I was with the Army.
It's a great story.
And we were flying.
We were somewhere coming home from a thing.
I can't remember where, but
We're going somewhere.
I was coming home from AIT.
Okay.
And I was chatting with a gentleman sitting next to me, and he asked me, "What do you?" Older guy. He said, "What do you think about the Obama getting elected?" I said, "Man, I don't think it's going to be good." He said, "Well, I kind of hope it happens." And he leans over and he says, "We ain't seen an assassination in years." I said,
God.
Now, see, here's the thing. I know a lot of people who did talk shit, and I talk shit as though somebody's gonna try. I was like, I wasn't calling for it in any way, shape, or form,
Well-
but I was just like, as backwards ass and as because we all said like, okay, there are still like the KKK is still pretty active back then. That 2008 is still pretty active for what they are. There's still a lot of fucking complete utter bigots, right? So maybe some dickhead will be like, we ain't gonna have one of them as president, But once again, nothing fucking happened
no.
We when I was working for the
that we
jail,
know of.
I was an ad seg, and
'Cause
one of
That would have been the first thing.
There's
to
an
do.
inmate there getting ready to serve life. He was the Aryan Circle.
Yeah,
Called him Third Eye. He had a tattoo on an eyeball on his back of his head, and he
fucking stupid.
one of the other officers stated, said, "Why hasn't anybody tried from the Aryan Circle, Aryan Brotherhood, anybody try to take out Obama?" And he looked at me, and says, "We trying, boss. We trying."
But nobody really, as far
Yeah.
as we know, nobody ever got anything off the ground.
That's
Sure
'cause-
as fuck never got to the point where they allow
That's
it to
because
happen.
the Secret Service did its fucking job as it was intended to,
And so, and
and they dropped the ball purposefully, left and right.
we
with
know,
Trump.
we totally know this, but it's just like the whole point is, even with all the rhetoric and the shitheads that were really active back then, it never got that far. And nobody was out, as far as I saw, because social media wasn't really a thing quite
No.
yet. MySpace was new.
We all had one friend.
we
Tom.
We all had Tom.
Tom.
Thank God Tom was there for us in the dark days. But I was gonna say he's on Facebook now. He is actually. That's what's funny. But the thing is, it's just that we don't live in that world where people can talk out their differences, or they just go, "Well, we'll just get them next time because we didn't win this time." We'll get 'em next
before
time."
people, if they talked out their differences, they had to face the repercussions of getting punched in the fucking face.
like if some-
Now it's completely anonymous, no repercussions. What we
But-
call a window warrior,
Yeah.
keyboard warrior.
a keyboard
Mhm.
warrior. But here's the thing: now that this shit is happening in public, because we've got Antifa and we've got these fucking turf morons, we got these the naked chicks in fucking France.
Good
I still haven't
protest.
figured out what they're. I don't know what
Good
that.
parade.
The protesting.
That was
Good
good. That was a
parade.
great parade.
Yeah.
But
Confusing, but great.
I support.
What are we watching here?
Yeah, I support whatever it is you're saying.
What kind of support was it?
That's a weird mustache.
Very open, very open support, lack thereof, actually.
Lack
But,
thereof. Yeah.
but the whole point is just like we never got to that stage because you're right. Somebody would have been like, "Oh, we got to stop these idiots from doing anything stupid." Now they promote the people who want to do something stupid.
For real, before we had the newspaper era, no,
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it would never. It's like somebody would have been caught wind of it on a local level and been like, "Oh, we're going to put a stop to this
Yeah.
before it goes anywhere," without even having maybe necessarily get cops involved. You literally get some dipshits go, "Hey, the Aryan fucktards are about to do some shit. Get the boys," and the boys get together. They take care of the fucking Aryan morons, just like with the KKK. It's like normal people would stand up to the fucking KKK when they did bad things. Like a lot of people, like I hate to say it, but it is true. The KKK did a lot of good in their local communities, just raising money, building shit for people, taking care of stuff. They just happen to be horrendous racists. They are, it's like on the base level, they can be good people, but then you got people like Daryl Davis going in and converting over 200 fucking KKK members, which is amazing. If you don't know the story of Daryl Davis, he's amazing, and you look him up.
Okay.
Black blues player, literally going into the South. He's massively well educated. He was the son of a diplomat, so an American diplomat. So he went all over the world as a child, learning languages, studying with other kids from other cultures all over the place. And then he came home and he's like, I don't understand what this racist shit's about, because he didn't grow up in it. He grew up in a fucking world where it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, the KKK is the thing. It's like, I'm gonna go talk to these guys. I wonder if they've ever actually talked to a black man before. So he literally has a fucking concert. And he sees a dude just sitting there fucking seething and talking shit from the audience. The guy doesn't leave when the concert's over, and he literally goes over and just tries to talk to him, and he fucking yells some shit. And he's like, okay, we'll try again next time. And does another concert. Dude's still there, fucking raising hell. And he eventually comes over and he talks to him, and he sits down and he talks to him for like 4.5 fucking hours. And he legit has got 4 people. 4. Wow. Sorry.
He's busy.
Sorry. Too much tequila today. He's got over 200 hoods from guys who. No, he converted a Grand Dragon.
Oh.
He not just local dudes. He got a fucking Grand Dragon.
That's a hell of a campaign.
Who he went to that guy's daughter's wedding. That was the crazy part. Like,
that's the nat 20s everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's massively charismatic. He's also really intelligent, and like just knows how to talk to people, and also can use music to communicate, because he could play some fucking blues music, like a motherfucker. So it was just so it proves that this kind of shit can be learned, but it can also be unlearned. But in the modern day, it's so entrenched, and like you said, people don't have enough to do, so they latch onto these emotional fucking ties and then just scream at the top of their fucking lungs on the internet.
That's the key word, emotional.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's no logic, no reasoning behind it, no research, no study, just pure emotion.
Yeah. And it's the kids who were never told no.
Yeah.
This is why I absolutely believe in that word. I don't spoil Jessica. Like, that's my fucking wife. And if we have a kid, I told her flat out, it's like, you're going to be the fucking asshole who's going to spoil the kid, and I'm going to spend all day unprogramming the spoiling. Put your arm down. He looks bad.
It wasn't under 45.
It's actually 37.
Oh, sorry.
It's 37.
Yeah, right.
It's actually 37 degrees. Either way, between 33 and 38 degrees, roughly. Yeah. That's actually the proper Roman salute, is straight out.
Those here.
No, it's in and out, straight.
The Roman.
The actual original Roman salute. Yeah, it's that.
That's it.
That's the spider butt plug movement. Gotta bring it back. But either way, it's just you can't get through to these people. Like, some people are reasonable when they're finally shown the truth and go, "Oh, I was lied to about that." Let's go with just the very fine people hoax. You aware of that? Where Trump said the neo-Nazis and the racist guys were very fine people at Charlottesville.
No.
Okay, so this is the Charlottesville riot.
If it was a hoax, I probably didn't see it.
So he gave a speech about the riot that happened in Charlottesville. So it was a bunch of fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Not
assholes.
They were assholes. So there was neo-Nazis and the fucking alt-right kind of KKK type guys, and they ended up getting into a fight because, whatever.
They disagreed on who was more racist.
Well, there were normal people. There were normal people in there as well fighting against them, but they actually just had a permit for the thing they were doing. People just said, "Oh, hey, we don't want these racist shits here." There ends up being a big fight. Some people were killed. Not a great thing. But he said, "Is like, look, I'm sure there were very fine people on both sides," and then they cut off that quote there.
Yes.
So and then he literally says, the next line he says, "I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the racists. I condemn them entirely."
Exactly. That's why those people, they're literally getting manipulated.
That's all it is. It's manipulation.
It's massive manipulation on a global scale.
It's actually global, because I know that my friends in Germany fucking hate Trump, and and now they're getting on the anti-Elon train. And I'm like, why?
Why? Yeah.
But then they also they have the same concept though, that they're like, oh yeah, we lived through actual Hitler. So yeah,
Oh, you
we know this isn't.
You didn't live through Hitler.
I'm saying Germany lived through actual Hitler, so there is basis. I'm like, but wait, that's not
That's
what's
like saying
happening.
We're racist slave owners. You know,
I can't be racist. My grandparents were slaves.
Yeah.
That's always tell. It's like I always tell people that it's like my grandparents were slaves. How many slaves were in your family?
mm-hmm. I don't know. I was adopted.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. you might have been a child of slave owners. You don't know, or grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. Hope not.
Yeah.
But either way, but the point is, they live in a false reality. Like, you can check the fuck out like you do, where you just don't know what the fuck's going on. But then you
happy.
Yeah. Or I mean, or you just live in a fucking fairy tale land where you just deny everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's hard to be
Like-
racist when you work so much you have zero time to interact with anybody.
I don't think that was a good argument. You're like, it's hard to be racist. I'm too busy.
For real, I'm too busy to be racist.
I
I got
can't-
shit to do.
It's like I don't even notice people's the color of their skin because I don't look at any of them.
No, it's asshole. Just
Mrs. Asshole.
spider.
Spider. Spider hole.
Spider hole.
So you got a spider for your grump hole. Need a little more suction on that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Either way, no, I just saw so much about that, and I didn't know they were planning this massive fucking whatever it is they're going to do to Teslas in the next 5 days. I'm just like, how about you just don't? It's like, you can't call it a protest when you're committing acts of violence.
Yeah,
Especially,
that's just acts of terror at that point.
it's one thing when you're attacking a dealership of cars that nobody owns other than Tesla. When you're attacking people in the street for owning a Tesla, you have gone so far beyond normal humanity.
I think I'm missing a business opportunity here. I could start offering services to Tesla dealerships.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
It is happening. You should get in on that.
Yeah.
Then you would literally never have free time.
Uh-uh.
That and the nearest Tesla dealership's not very close.
No, it's south.
Well, they used to have the like kiosk type where you order it and they bring it there instead of having actual Teslas sitting around, but it is what it is. I don't know. That was just like the whole big thing. The only other big news I have for the last week is the box office numbers for that lovely Disney Snow White remake.
What remake?
The one that
Oh, yeah.
you heard about this, Chad?
Yeah.
So I had it pulled up. Where did it go? Okay. Fuck it. I just
How bad did they change everything?
a lot, actually.
Because wasn't that one also set in, Germany?
No. I mean, it. So this is the one they decided to do a reshoot on it, and they redesigned the dwarves to be more like the originals, except they made CGI abominations.
Who was the original author of that?
I don't know if that's in the Grimm's fairy tales or not.
Then they're Dutch.
It might be.
Yeah.
But my whole point is they're just remaking the Disney live action Snow White,
Mhm.
which should be pretty easy. Just remake what's on the screen. Nope. Because it has to have the message behind everything. Snow White is supposed to be strong and independent. She don't need no man. And the dwarves were eliminated entirely thanks to Peter Dinklage doing his whole fucking rant about dwarves in TV.
So no dwarves.
No, there were dwarves after the outrage, but they made CGI dwarves, not real dwarves. And then the 7 magical friends got rebooted to being bandits that Snow White hooks up with to help with her rebellion against the evil queen. Because you remember when Snow White led a rebellion and an army against
Oh, yeah,
the evil
sure.
queen?
I remember that.
You remember that?
In a movie where she spent most of her time asleep?
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
that? Okay, so that's basically what happened. So mind you, this movie cost an absurd amount of money. I don't know exactly how much because, of course, reboots and redoing it. But I'll tell you how much it made in its opening weekend.
What, eight
Like
million?
45, something like that.
Domestically, only made 43 million.
Yeah.
And how much did they,
Worldwide was only 87 million.
Oh,
and total cost?
to put like 200.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Because with the reshoots and everything would have been another.
That's what I call
50 million.
flop.
Yeah.
It is an absolute bomb. They knew it was going to be an absolute bomb.
What's
They were not allowed to do a red carpet.
the Rotten Tomatoes?
It was
Like
like,
a 2-2.
It was in the 40s. It was in the low 40s for Rotten Tomatoes. The IMDb score was at like a 3.2. It surpassed Dragon Ball Evolution as the worst movie ever.
That was a bad movie.
It was a very bad movie. But
I'm seeing 43.
yeah, it's down to 43. But the thing is, they got all the defensive ones. We're all like, just because the critics score is so low, look, we see the reality of all the normal people coming in. No, That's the fucking shills being bought out to try to sell this movie.
A film made by people with cartoon dollar signs for eyes and not even the tiniest glimmer of art in their souls.
Yep.
Wow.
That's why the Lilo and Stitch live action remake is actually going to be really good because they followed the goddamn movie. Except for Pleakley and Chumba, that's going to be like holographic disguises. I'm upset about that. Stupid people wanting to actually be on screen.
At $250 million to make. Oh,
At bare minimum.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, Captain America still hasn't made its money back yet.
Wow.
Which one?
The last one.
Oh, the one with
The
not
dude.
Captain.
The one we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
When are we going to go see Mickey 17?
Never.
Okay, I'm going to go see it.
Streaming. Probably out of theaters by now. Honestly, it wasn't doing good either.
That sucks because the premise looked great.
I've heard it actually wasn't good.
I never usually follow critics, so
I'm talking about normal people I talked to that watched
Okay.
it didn't like it. it's like I don't listen to I listen to certain critics and then I watch like the gamut of different opinions. I'd be like somewhere in the middle is what I think might be real, but when it comes to like just normal people I know who go see a movie that they're also interested in, they come out and go, that movie was fucking horrible. I was like, that I believe more than somebody who makes a living off of it, right? You know, one of my supervisors saw Mickey 17. He was telling me about it, and he's like, it started out kind of cool, and then they just fucking went off the fucking wall with it, and it made no sense. There was a whole lot of anti-Trump stuff that somehow included in that. Because, you know, Mark Ruffalo hates fucking Trump, too, because, you know, Hollywood, why not? I think all the Avengers technically hate Trump at this point.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
Once again, always on Team Cap.
Not that I even... I don't even know about him. Either way. But it's just the whole point is, like, Hollywood alone is having a really fucking hard time right now. Independent movies, though. Oh, I saw a trailer in an ad yesterday. I was like, oh, neat. I didn't know that Angel Studios was doing an animated Jesus movie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I saw The King of Kings. I was like, cool. It's like a CG animated movie about the life of Jesus.
Yeah.
Like literally from birth to fucking the cross. I was like, oh. I mean, I assume it's a movie, not a series, but I was like, it was like Pixar level fucking animation and shit. I was like, nice. Oh, I never mentioned it. I did start watching House of David.
yeah.
I got 2 episodes in before I just got busy doing other things, but I enjoyed what I was watching.
Yeah, of course. Then if people talk
Kick
about
the shit out of the desk, Cafe.
They talk about, of course, it's
Somewhat
somewhat.
dramatized.
Of course, you can't. No one's gonna be there with a microphone or
Yeah,
camera. It's like
nobody's recording individual
exactly.
conversations. Yeah,
So you can't be completely accurate at what actually happened.
but the acting was really solid.
it's good.
It looks phenomenal.
Yes.
the dude playing Goliath. I was like, holy shit! Did they find a really big dude? Or
Yes, he
this
is.
a CG
I don't know if
dude?
you actually seen him or not. He is a
No,
big
I did. But
freaking dude.
it's a big. No, they definitely make him look significantly taller. So
No, he is.
no, but I mean, he's not 9'9" like Goliath was reported to be. So via biblical lore, Goliath is supposed to
Yeah, I
be
know.
9'9".
Yeah.
Nobody's that fucking tall.
Like
But-
3.5 cubits or whatever
Well,
it was.
here's the thing: in a world of people who maxed out at like 5'3", that is legit giant.
Yeah, I'd be giant.
I mean, somebody literally double your size, obviously a problem. But if you're 6 foot and you're going up against a 12-foot person, holy shit, you know. But
We're
if you're
gonna need a
5
bigger
foot,
boat.
yeah, 5 foot nothing going up against that. I did like the early setup where David's literally learning to use the sling, and it's literally like a fucking shotgun going off.
Yes.
Like they're like, how does somebody kill anybody? It's like, watch
Have
somebody
you
who
seen
knows
that
what to do with
dude
it.
on
Yes.
the social media that spins it around and does the
Yeah.
flippy thing with it.
Yeah.
It's got some
If,
power.
if you watch somebody legit use one of those things the right way, who knows how to aim it, knows how to fucking
Yeah.
whip it right, yeah, that thing literally has penetrating power. Like you get a nice smooth stone,
You'll run a ball bearing.
it's gonna throw a ball bearing, it's going through a fucking skull.
Yeah.
It may not exit said skull, but
mean,
it's
hell,
gonna kill you.
There are people that are deadly with what they call a rabbit stick.
Yeah.
You know what a rabbit stick
Wait,
is?
you looking for it?
It's a lug nut
Okay.
glued or bolted onto the end of a wooden dowel,
Okay.
and they wing them. They kill rabbits, knock birds out of there with them.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Basically just a metal weight on the end of a wooden stick.
Yep.
Basically. Yeah, but I'm just like so I forgot to get back to the series. You know, I was kind of out of state for a minute, so I kind of forgot about it. But I liked what I was seeing. I just hadn't got back to it.
Yeah, Martin Ford. He's actually 6'8".
He's pretty big. Yep, he's pretty big. Oh, boy, I told you the guy in Alien Romulus who played the
tall
offspring.
Yes.
He's like 7'7".
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he was that tall. He was wearing a suit. That was a dude in a
I
suit.
need to watch that again. That was good.
That was a good movie. Like I watched the Everything Great About, alien Romulus.
I don't know. Romulus?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he is still a
So
big
much-
freaking dude.
So much steroids. There's some roids in there, let's be honest.
That's a sizable human.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, I mean, the guy who played the Mountain is still fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie Hall is a massive human, but he's not tall.
I like watching Eddie Hall and those other power lifters.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of their clips, them hanging out and goofing off?
Yeah.
They're hysterical.
Just these fucking literal, like, animals.
Throwing giant medicine balls at each
Yeah.
other, hitting them in the back of the head.
No, Atlas, rubber Atlas stones.
Yeah.
No, what is it? Have you seen the giant and his wife? Or not the giant, the mountain and his wife?
Yeah.
She's literally, like, smaller than Heidi. Like, she's like 5'4", and
Mhm.
he's like fucking nearly 7 foot. He's like 380 pounds total muscle, and she's just like 120 soaking wet. And it's like, it's
There
like
you go.
I kind of want to.
I'm going to be quiet.
It's like I kind of want to see this.
I'm not going to wonder anything unless you judge me more.
I mean, we only judged you about the Simpsons.
Shut up.
Porn comments. Which, by the way, I'd forgotten about until I did the edit, and I'm like, oh yeah, he did say that.
I remembered
What?
locking up and going, oh shit, I shared too much.
You did.
We both stopped.
Yeah,
and
we
we're like,
both.
What?
That was in the promo, and we're just like, Rule 34. No. I mean, if they ever run out of that Game of Thrones money, OnlyFans exists.
There you go.
You know. Fucking A. But yeah, that's all I had for any kind of news and shit going on. Chad, do you have any sports shit to share this week?
Only the fact that, U of H is still in the March Madness. They went to the Sweet 16 now, so they won. I think A&M, Texas, and Baylor, and all of them are out. So
So it's only Houston?
yeah,
Damn.
George Foreman, of course, passed.
Oh, shit. We forgot about George Foreman dying. Yeah. Jessica brought that up this morning. I forgot.
King of the greatest unintentional panini press ever made.
Look, he made a grill that did exactly what it said it would do.
Yeah.
He didn't oversell it.
No.
It make hot. It drains fat away
It makes a mess on the counter.
if you don't have the thing there.
Right, yeah.
And it inspired a fuckload of other people to steal that design.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it worked.
But they still make the best paninis or hot sandwiches ever.
But also what's funny is when he first died, I bet somebody went, which one? Because there's a lot of George
there's
Foreman.
5 of them, I think.
He's got like 7 kids, and
Yeah,
they're all
They're all
named
named George
The,
Foreman.
Yes.
the girls, I believe, are George.
Mrs. George
Georgia.
Foreman.
Yeah. But even like, I mean, he's a fucking legend. I hadn't seen him in
Survived by
forever.
his sons George Foreman, George Foreman, George Foreman, George Foreman, and George Foreman.
and his daughter,
And his daughter,
Foreman.
George
Man, he wasn't very old. Man, he was, but he was like
Oh.
maybe 70s,
He's older
like
than Mike Tyson.
76.
He's older than Tyson.
Well, and as
Yeah.
an athlete, his body's been beat to hell. He's
Yeah,
got more
that's
wear
what-
and tear
yeah.
than
Well,
everybody.
he retired and came back and got heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At 40. At 40, he
Yeah.
came back to boxing. And he fought Tyson. Apparently, that was a hell of a fight, even though he lost.
Mhm.
But it was a hell of a fight because, I mean, anybody fighting Tyson, if your last name isn't Paul, isn't
Or you're not paid off.
Yeah.
last name Paul, you know. So, I mean,
doing? We're supposed to be. You're supposed to lose.
yeah, that first fucking hit, man. That
He
first,
was like, "What the
that
hell?"
first little bit, the first time he clipped him in the jaw, and you could see he shook it off and then immediately went in to fucking say something.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? It's like, you're supposed to be play fighting here. And then he immediately goes,
Yeah, he should have just laid into him. Just kept knocking the shit out of him.
I would have, yeah, it was worth, it's like, hey, you're going to get 20 million if you just go through it. It's like, okay, how much do I get for beating the fuck out of this kid? Because at that point, I would have bet on Jake losing.
Yeah.
Like, well, actually, no, because that's the hard part. Because everybody would have been betting
Before
on-
he put Tyson into limp mode.
But the odds were that Tyson was going to win. So actually, he wouldn't have won any money betting on him winning.
Yeah.
So he would have had to win. He would have had to bet specifically on a knockout in a specific time. Be like, all right, he's counting the clock, and then he just fucking beats the fuck out of him, and it's over. That's what we all wanted to see, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It's
And then-
sad when the fights before the main event are way better than the main event.
Yeah, I forgot about Tyson dying. I mean, Jessica brought it up this morning. She's like,
Tyson didn't die. Foreman did.
That's-
Foreman did, yeah.
well, as far as we know, Tyson's still alive. But George Foreman, he was even a preacher here in Texas.
Yep.
For a bit. He had his own church going, as far as I know.
I would have loved to see him slamming the pulpit.
I think he was kind of central Texas area. He wasn't anywhere close to here that I know of. But it's one of those weird things that he shares with DMX. Now I thought about it. Yeah. both were preachers or something
Yeah.
before they died.
So was my father.
What?
He was a preacher.
Oh, I thought he was a
He
rabbi.
taught at he preached at a little church in Pumpkin, Texas.
Hey,
There's a Pumpkin, Texas.
Pumpkin, Texas.
I know there's an Orange, Texas.
Oh, if you go up to 175 and keep go or 150 and 1725 and you keep going,
Yeah.
you'll run through Pumpkin.
pumpkin.
I think is it near Dodge
No.
or out past Dodge?
Yeah.
I think I might have gone through there.
That's where my sister got married the first time.
I think I've been through there before because it's not Pumpkin, it's Pumpkin, right?
Pumpkin.
That's
But
okay.
they
so I had
wanted
been
Dad
there.
to quit.
That's why I was asking because I was like,
they wanted Dad to quit the sheriff's department and move into their little house there by the church full time and do nothing but that. And Dad said, I can't do that.
I shit my pants at work in Pumpkin.
Had a pumpkin party?
Nope, I did not have that at all.
A little pumpkin party in your pants?
Nope. I just had a little, Luckily, it wasn't horrible, but I did it, and then I went to that gas station, kind of right there at the corner of
I'm a goat.
150. Yeah. So where whatever there's a road that goes north. I forget what highway that was, but 150 is going east, and I stopped at I guess it's a shell station right there because it was the only bathroom remotely near there, and I was just like, well, let's go see how bad this was because that was not a fart. Luckily, it wasn't that bad. Didn't even have to change my undies.
I made a song about it. It's a good song.
Yep. Skid marks on the highway.
I thought I farted, but a shit.
I like skid marks on the highway better. That's what Amy contracted me to write a couple years ago.
There you go.
So about that song and all the things you're supposed to make before Saturday, we're gonna need you to do that on Thursday morning.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you just watch tomorrow. Amy's gonna give you a laundry list of shit that needs to get done.
I'm no.
ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey, I forgot to do this. I need you to take care of this
For the weekend.
before the weekend.
Guess who's doing as little as possible for this wedding?
Me?
Yeah.
No, me. Not
Me
you.
too.
I'm totally not involved. I don't even care.
I'm just showing up.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you're making signs.
And I'm leaving early.
I'm just showing up.
Yeah, you're just like
You're doing more than I am.
you're gonna be in the back of the fucking truck with some fucking old signs, like handwriting.
big old Sharpie.
This way.
Go this way.
The
Yeah.
2-inch Sharpie.
Friggin' colored pencils.
Yeah,
Oops.
this away. You'd be waving flashlights. Like you do. Either way, good week.
It was a good week.
Actually, we didn't really ask Chad what he did for the week. We just said, "What's the sports?"
No, it's okay.
What did you do for the week, Chad?
Because you watched Electric State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what'd you think?
What was the number?
I actually liked
I did too. It
Electric
was
State
fun.
a lot. Yeah.
How about a number?
Chris Pratt did pretty good. I like Chris Pratt.
You say number score?
Number score.
I'd say about an 8.
an 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It was very entertaining. That's what I'm saying. If
Okay.
you go into it with an open mind and everything,
That's about
Okay.
where it
I
landed.
would say it was 7, 8. So it was a good movie.
yeah.
If I can watch it, my wife can sit there and watch it, and my son can sit there and not bother me and ask questions throughout the damn movie. It's a good movie.
That's fair.
That happens a lot.
Yes.
I don't have this problem. I just have a Jessica who stares at her phone.
So it's quiet.
Well,
I made her watch the new Fat Files video last night on Coca-Cola. That was the one I sent in the group.
So
chat.
the staring at the phones bothered me. I might have brought this up. Now when Amy's staring at her phone and I try to say something to her,
You don't repeat it.
I absolutely refuse to repeat myself anymore.
Just write it down and hand it to her.
So nothing.
Be like, just pass her a note when you need to say something.
No, I'm not even doing
Oh,
that. If she
no, no,
can't,
no.
if she can't listen to me,
New
and
plan.
acknowledge me.
New plan. She's on her phone. Just text her because it'll interrupt whatever she's doing.
I'm not doing that either.
I'm going to.
She can't listen.
I'm going to text Amy every time I'm annoyed.
She go, what the fuck's going on?
It's like, it's for Jessica, but I'm texting Amy.
You're pissing me off. What?
Yeah.
I gotta tell
Fuck
Jessica
you.
that.
I'm mad at Jessica, but I'm taking it out on you because I know wherever it is you are, you're annoying Jeffy too. Just start texting the wives all at the same time.
That's funny.
Just round robin.
But like we text each other to text our wives to stop doing that and get back to paying attention. That's why I think it's funny. So we have our plan.
I just go, Jeff's me.
Yeah. So we have our plans for Sunday. We're like, tell the wives, hey, y'all need to go find something to fucking do. Jessica wants to go to one of these new things that's down in Houston, either Meow Wolf or
I thought you wanted to go to the Tomball German Festival.
no, that was Candida that's doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're doing that Saturday, so that doesn't help us on Sunday.
True.
And the other thing is I don't want Jessica to be like stuck away in the fucking bedroom while we're out having fun,
Yeah.
in the living room.
We told you to shut up.
Oh, we did that on the last time we did the
Yeah.
rank 6. We made her go to the bed. She didn't have to go to the bedroom, but we had her go to the bedroom.
Well, didn't she have Nixie with her?
Either Nixie or
Yeah, Nixie.
was it Nixie?
Nixie's her favorite.
Well, yeah. No, she loves Lola.
No, Nixie.
She loves Lola.
Whatever.
Either way, we love all of them. It's just those are the chill ones. She's not excitable like River.
River's so good at work, though. That's what makes her good at work.
We don't have that problem. We don't work with River.
That she is.
She's not our coworker.
Well, she's reactive enough and passive enough in her reactivity to go, "Hey, Dad, something's going on," but she's not barking or growling at people. No, it's usually tension on the leash or a bump on my leg or something.
Okay.
And she gives me signals people are behind me. She's really good at her job.
Good.
Makes me laugh.
We're talking about Nixie though.
She's not good for shit. She's cute.
She's just cute
She's
and tiny.
Good company. That's
She's
it.
good company. Yeah. So we need that. So guys, once again, we got to promo the fact that coming up we will have a new Rank 6 podcast where we're going to sit down with our good friend Jordan and do an Elvis taste testing. So we've got a whole bunch of mixed drink recipes that I still need to turn into a document today before I go to church group and then share with you guys so we can divvy out ingredients to the best of our ability. But today I picked up the Elvis whiskey known as Midnight Snacks, and that is a peanut butter banana bacon whiskey.
It's gonna be good.
So that's going to be very interesting in and of itself because most of the flavors we're going for are already that. So this should be good. So once again, I will put out that recipe book as it were, and we'll figure out what it is we're going to do with that. What? Oh, the Elvis glasses. We don't need a 6-pack of them. Can you get 3?
No, but they're $13. I'll buy them.
Okay. Sure.
If y'all all want to come in wearing them.
Yeah, we all
Well,
should. Yeah,
yeah.
we absolutely should. That was part of the dig.
Do we need to wear white button-ups or anything like that?
No.
You want the golds? or you
That
want-
shirt is fine. That is a perfect. I need a more Hawaiian-based shirt. What? It has to be gold. Yes.
Okay.
It's like I'm not paying for the ones that Jordan has.
Yes.
What?
Chops.
I'm not going with the chops. Look, we already have beards. We can't really fake that. Can you imagine Elvis with a beard? Imagine Elvis got to a shaved head, ball, or beard face.
He would have rocked it.
Like I made this argument before with the 10 years more. Like which person gets 10 more years? It was Michael Jackson versus Elvis. I voted Elvis because Michael Jackson had a full fucking career. Elvis had a career full of pain and everything, and he was on the verge of changing his life by getting rid of the Colonel and getting clean. Assuming he could have gotten clean in time without dying. So imagine Elvis getting to like his fucking 50s almost, retiring from music, if not putting out like a badass last album, kind of like
Johnny
Cash.
Cash.
Did.
That hurt. Oh my god. You could,
Dude, other than that, there's a lot of other good songs on there.
there is, but you could tell in his voice he knew he was done.
That was his fucking song. He just didn't write it.
Well, 9 Inch Nails. This isn't our song.
Yeah,
anymore.
that's
This
what
is
they
yours.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, Trent Reznor. He's literally like, yeah, that's not my song anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He owned it.
Yeah, 100%. He's like, fuck. I would have loved to watch that first video of him listening to it the first time.
Or the first time he tried to record it.
Yeah.
Because God, he would. He was half crying anyway.
Well, here's the thing: the actual audio for Johnny Cash's "Hurt" is great, but if you watch the actual video with the old footage of him, like when he's young, and then like of his wife and everything else like that, and his kids growing, you see like this video of his whole life going by, and then you see an old man who has everything looking back on life almost with regret for the things that he did miss and shit like that. And then at the end, he closes the piano cover and he literally said it's supposed to symbolize the coffin.
Yeah.
And then of course he dies like literally a month after that album dropped. Actually, did he die before the album dropped?
He died right after.
I thought he died right before.
But he, who else covered that song? Seven Dust.
Yeah.
They covered it really well as well.
Yeah. But just if you combine it with the video with all the visuals of like his old life, and he's sitting there like a king with this feast on the table, and he's like trying to live it up, but he's all alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, holy shit, man. It's like, this is he knew exactly what he was getting at. But The Man Comes Around is a great fucking song too. It's very similar to the one that
that's an album I need to listen to again because my
It's
brother-in-law
been a minute.
listened to it and he says, that whole album's just great.
Yeah. Because and then there's what is it? The Whirlwind is in the Thorn Bush or something like that. That's a good one.
It's been years.
It's
I
it-
didn't
that-
touch that album.
I put it in my CD player when I bought it. And I listened to like a couple songs before I got home, and then I just sat in my car in my driveway listening to like the next like 7 songs without going anywhere. Just running my fucking gas. My roommate came out and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like crying. It's like, fuck you, man. Actually, I was looking to see where the hell Hurt was on the album because I thought it would be first. It's like the 7th song. It's like buried on the album. I was like, but anyway, yeah. George Foreman didn't put out an album that I know, but
I don't think so.
He was doing all the shit in the early 90s, so he might have actually put out an album that we don't know about.
Hip-hop album.
He might have.
That would have been so great.
But he probably would have put out a country album if we're fair.
George Foreman and DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, so we talked about that when we talked about the top 5 dads. I think he was Jazz. I think I just called him Jazz.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out what his name was on the show. I was like, I think it was just Jazz because it just made sense. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Kept it simple.
Yeah, very easy to remember. I mean, oh no, his name is Will Smith. It's super hard to remember what his real name is. I think, yeah, it was Will Smith in the show, right? Yeah, because Banks was their name.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Either way, guys, that's a perfect spot to end. Guys, who did do a taste test video, which we checked out the tequilas that Jefe brought back from Mexico, and I'm sure they've had no effect on our bowels so far. I mean, you took a shit immediately after we fucking had it, so I don't know. But I know I'm going to go as soon as you guys leave.
Okay.
Yep.
Enjoy.
And, yes, definitely. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it has more to the fact that I had way too much cheese when I got back from my vacation, and I've been dealing with that for days. It's very unfortunate, but that's my life. I've been taking metformin, so I'm trying to get some of that Montezuma metformin's revenge going.
The intermittent diarrhea does help you lose weight.
Yeah. I mean, I need to do that because my dad told me I've been eating too much twice today. Because he forgot I was there earlier. So when I came back from Walmart,
I'd agree with that.
After getting the TV for my mom and coming back with it, he told me again.
Of course, I say that as today I'm without a dog, and I am probably going to a Mexican restaurant when I'm done here.
Yep. But I am going to actively start the process of shedding weight.
Good.
Yeah. Other than going to the bathroom. But I was talking with one of my friends who's more into fitness, and I was just discussing plans. And I already told Shaun, once I get down to the gym, I'm going to take a picture of everything. You tell me what I need to do with such things to get stronger in certain ways. Because it's not just about losing weight. I got to fucking gain back strength that I've lost. That's why my back is so fucked up, is that I've lost the strength to keep my spine in proper alignment. And the tumness and the ningling in my fingers, and possibly the speech impediment that has developed over the last week. I need to figure that part out. Okay, one last thing before we go. I popped my neck at my mom's house, just to move my head around, and it was like up here, like the base of the skull.
Oh,
it was like so fucking loud.
Yeah.
It was like, Kah! And my mom just looked at me. She's like, I'm like, yeah, that was my neck. And she's like, okay. I was like, that was audible. I was like, it felt phenomenal. Because I know I fell asleep on my pillows like way too fucking high. That shit happens. And like, I've been doing that for the last couple days, like falling asleep with my pillows piled up. I usually take one off and I lay flat with the other one. And I wake up and I'm like, oh God, why does my fucking upper back hurt so much? What have you been looking up?
I've been looking at an update on the that Amazon van fire.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was.
Aren't those Rivians? That
not,
particular model, they're electric.
Not all of them are Rivians, but
that
it could
one
have
is.
been a Rivian.
That
yes.
one looks like a Rivian.
I haven't seen the pictures.
But
show me. It was a Rivian.
Yep. So that might have been the cause of
show me again?
That's a Rivian.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
looks like a school bus now with the way the walls burned out. Yeah, unfortunately, it caught fire next to a fucking building.
Yeah, and spread to the building itself. They're saying.
Yeah, but it probably stopped right there at that awning. Realistically, but I mean that's crazy. I wonder what happened.
Probably the batteries.
Yeah, well, because when you said it, there was.
I don't know if it was the batteries, it'd still be on fire.
No, because it would have put it out.
Depends on how fast they're daisy chaining, though.
They just go. Once they start going, they go.
Yeah, but it's one heats up, then the next one, then the next one. That daisy.
Well, once the first one's on fire, it goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
But the whole point was they know that it's a battery fire, so they can put it out pretty quick. But they have to make sure the building itself doesn't catch fire. And I'm trying to think of where the nearest fire station is to there. It should be right around the corner in town, I thought, right? It's near downtown. Yeah. Should be one right around the corner from there. So I mean, that's a big-ish office building. Actually, I think that is the biggest office building in Conroe.
Mm-hmm.
Because even downtown is not as tall as that building. Like the actual city hall building is only like 4 or 5 stories. That's like 6 or 7. It's a big fuck off building. And you're right; it's right next to the library.
Yeah, it is.
So, oh no, we might have lost some knowledge that nobody fucking reads. Either way, that is a shame. Hopefully, nobody died, nobody got hurt. Who knows? But I know somebody's getting fired more than likely. But it is
Fire.
well, they're gonna get charged with arson and they're gonna get fired.
Then they're going to get roasted by their friends.
Well, I'm glad I didn't have any Amazon deliveries today
Right?
that I know of. I don't think I had anything on order. The last thing I got was the last couple of cables.
Yeah, someone's getting a refund.
It's like, where's my package? It's like, why is it shown in the same location all day
Undeliverable.
long?
Yeah.
It's like, sorry about that. Whoops. You could just see like some jackass fucking trying to throw the packages out just to save them. It's like, no, fucking run away. I was like, run the fuck away. Like, grab your cell phone and run, dumbass. It was like, don't jump in there, especially like an electrical fire. You're not
Right.
going to fucking deal with that. No. Normal gas fire or like any other vehicle that isn't that. Like, I know a lot of these companies, I know UPS has a lot of full electric, but they also have hybrids. They also have PNG or LNG. And then they've got, or LPG for that matter, FedEx. Same
Yeah, that's
thing.
all like Schwann's. They run liquid propane.
Yeah. And some of them are like half and half, or they'll switch over. But it's like, could you just imagine?
Waste management, all theirs is the liquid natural gas.
Yeah, LNGs. Yeah. Which is why they smell even worse.
Right.
So either way, imagine that one of those fucking propane tanks
Mm-hmm.
going off. But imagine it just goes off on the one side and it's just a rocket. It just fucking fires out like somebody knocked the head off a fucking propane tank. They're like, well, it could
That's
be worse.
a bad day.
And then it explodes in the distance. And they're like, oh, well, at least I wasn't into something else massive explodes.
Oh, that was a daycare.
That was that was the Shell station next to the monastery, next to the chicken factory,
Right.
Yeah.
Next to the fertilizer plant.
next to the fertilizer plant. Well, the price of eggs has gone down.
It's still free for us.
Yeah, you never gave me the eggs you said you had for me, you dick.
Yeah, I'm picking up some tonight.
Okay, and then I'll see you Sunday, I guess.
I'll try to get them to you later.
I mean, Sunday is later.
It is later.
Yeah, just bring some Sunday.
Okay.
By then I'll need them actually.
Good.
So, either way, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Make sure to do the like and subscribe thingy. And, of course, if you have any comments or whatever, throw it in the comments. Fuck it. Or email us or hit us up on the Facebooks like Jefe told you to do at the beginning of the show. All the links are in the description down below, so that'd be great if you did any of that. But if you want the full uncut video version of this podcast, you can do so at the Shoky Reviews Patreon. I almost got through the whole fucking thing. Fucked it up. Either way, so the Patreon, you can go check out the Patreon. I can talk slower now because I need more patrons,
breathe.
damn it. Breathing is for losers. That's why I only gain. Look, I'm fat and I know it, okay?
Clap your hands.
Oh, that fucking hurts if I do that. Either way, guys, so we will see you not technically next week, but you'll see us next week.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon. And with that,
Okay,
bye.
bye.